the election code.
Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
President Trump speaks today with Ukrainian President Zelensky about ending the Russia-Ukraine war. Trump calls it a very good call.
We know that phone call lasted just about an hour. President Donald Trump posting on Truth Social that they spoke, and the majority of that phone call was based on his phone call yesterday with Russian President Putin.
CBS White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi says the call comes after Ukraine and Russia exchanged airstrikes overnight despite these ceasefire talks. Big plans in the works for the remaining undeveloped tract of land in Midtown Atlanta, but not for another officer condo tower.
In a first-of-its-kind deal in Georgia, the Midtown Improvement District is buying 4 acres of land to dedicate for public use. Midtown Alliance President Kevin Green says public input will explore the many design options.
We launched a community survey, and we're asking them, if they were to enter this space, what would make them say wow and really mean it?
Midtown has seen explosive growth in the last 20 years, but multiple failed ventures on this site meant it was available for purchase. Green says they hope to move quickly and be under construction within 2 years of the May closing date. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Pope Francis is doing much better and no longer needs a ventilator at night. The latest update says the Pope's motor and respiratory physiotherapy is continuing to make progress. It is now 3:03. The Von Hessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. It's Alex Williams.
Starting our afternoon commute with a travel advisory in DeKalb County. Bill, crash 85 southbound, Pleasantdale Road, exit 96. 2 center lanes are blocked, quickly slowing back toward Jimmy Carter Boulevard. Buford Highway will be the best alternate there. Now we got a crash in DeKalb, 285 southbound, the inner loop at I-20, exit 46. That's in the right lane, adding to the brake lights out of Tucker into Clarkston. And downtown, a rough ride out of Buckhead with that left lane construction continuing. 400 southbound on the ramp to 85 southbound. No relief once you get past that. You'll stay slow. 75, 85 southbound as you make your way through Midtown and downtown. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy, warm today. High near 80. That south wind pulling in that warm air, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. But a cold front arrives after midnight, bringing rain showers for tomorrow morning. Temperatures will drop into the upper 40s, low 50s through tomorrow afternoon, continuing to fall into low 30s by Friday morning.
76 now in Norcross, 74 in Union City, and 77 in Cartersville. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, Hour 1 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable radio chat host, Eric Von Hessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
Finally, winter is coming to an end, Eric. Yes, last day of winter.
Is it the last official day of...
We had a month of winter.
Yeah, I know. Well, what he's really talking about is it gets dark.
Oh.
And he doesn't like it to be dark.
I want long days so I can go out there and hang out on the boat.
That's right.
And go hiking longer.
It's hillbilly Yamamoto, you know? He wants to go and he wants to fish and he wants to sit around and be on his pontoon boat and drink some beer and play some of that great modern country music that just
Morgan
gets you
Wallen's
going.
got a new album coming out soon.
Are you kidding me? And they're still selling beer, right?
That's right.
So, hello, summer.
Go out there. We are right. We are so close.
Summer guy.
I'm a summertime guy.
We got to dig that up. Where's Summertime Guy? That fantastic AI creation from last year. He's a summertime guy. And I have to say that I am with you on one thing. I like when I get home, there's like 15, 20 minutes of daylight left.
Isn't it nice?
Well, it's nice just because I can easily unlock my front door. Because my wife always forgets to kind of put on the porch light. And so I have to, it's really hard. It's really dark when it's not there. And so that's nice. Nice to be able to get home and just slip that key in, roll it over, and walk into my castle.
if you will.
And then go down into the basement.
And, well, I say hello to my wife.
If she's there in the room.
Yeah, I'll say hi to her.
Say, when's dinner?
No, dinner I have she gets me dinner before I go to her. I don't.
Woman.
I thought why I oughta.
My snack must be prepared before 9.
I'll stop. We have a conversation. And, as, you may not be understanding this, but my wife, always welcome downstairs in the basement. There's no thing saying, hey, once Eric goes down there. I don't have a rule that says we only speak on the first floor.
Isn't it implied?
First floor in the bedroom. That's it. When I'm downstairs,
it's not the EC.
You leave me alone. And
EC.
I've got
Eric Cave.
Oh,
I've got like a Michael Jackson series of locks on the way down.
Can't let Bubbles get down there.
Left, right, left.
You have like baby pictures of Josh Allen taped all over the walls.
What'd you stick him up there with? Don't you worry.
That's none of your business.
Well, I was wondering about Bubbles. Was Bubbles male?
Imagine.
I don't know.
I think so.
Bubbles is a boy.
Okay,
that's the problem with chimpanzees. They're nice when they're adolescents, like when they're little.
That's not where I'm going.
That's
not where I'm going.
It is a male.
Then I'm going to stop right there.
Look, he was never convicted of anything.
I know that he wasn't, but neither was Woody Allen. And now suddenly everybody's like, Woody Allen's guilty.
Well, I like both of them, and I find them, in my mind, to be innocent of everything.
Well, certainly nothing was ever proven, but I would say that the allegations against Michael Jackson are of a much more valid nature than the allegations against
All of those people are just money hungry.
I guess. But hey, look, I'm not here to relitigate these things. I'm just saying that if Michael Jackson, if we're going to go with he was never convicted of anything, based on preponderance of evidence, Woody Allen just walks free. Because there's no evidence, none, for Woody Allen. So that's all. And I was thinking about this the other day. I wasn't planning on starting the show with this, but these idiots that have decided that they know that Woody Allen is guilty of something that there's no evidence that he ever did are going to rock, because he's 85, 6, 7 now, whatever. He's not going to be alive much longer. But no one's going to be able to celebrate this dude. It's not going to really be possible.
Controversial director dies.
Right. This guy is a part of comedy in this country from the first variety television shows in the 50s. He was a writer for Your Show of Shows, I think that was it. So he's there from the very beginning. And then in the 70s starts making he's made some of the greatest comedy movies ever. And because people who are between the ages of 18 and 40 have decided he's guilty of something that there's no evidence for, there's going to be no way to go, wow, that guy was important. Like he did it's going to be, what are you, in favor of the things that there's no evidence that he ever did? That's going to be the whole thing. So that's my whole thing with Michael Jackson. If you're still allowed to enjoy Michael Jackson without any problems whatsoever, well, the preponderance of evidence in that case was pretty overwhelming.
You know what it is, Eric? It's because Michael Jackson has a bigger reach than Woody Allen does. That's what
does
it is.
he? I don't know.
Yeah. Michael Jackson was huge.
He was huge
worldwide,
but Woody Allen's pretty known.
Sure,
I'm not saying that that he had the fan base of Michael Jackson, but I think he has all around the world. You can say the name Woody Allen, and people know who the hell you're talking about.
You don't bust out a little.
Don't get
R. Kelly every now and then.
No, I never liked R. Kelly, and R. Kelly was guilty, and he's in prison.
He's got some good songs.
Okay, doesn't mean he doesn't. You're
not supposed to listen to them.
Did he do the "I Want to Fly" song?
I believe I could fly.
I believe I could fly. I guess that's not being used much anymore.
It is not.
Did he do some Falcon stuff too?
Well, there was a guy on the Falcons who could sing, and before a couple of games, he sang that song.
Yeah,
and that's the connection that I know of. Oh, yeah, and also R. Kelly once owned the team. But beyond that, no, I'm kidding. R. Kelly never owned the team. He never owned the team. That is silly. Hey, by the way, Happy Thing Day. Yeah, this is this is the anniversary of when that thing happened.
Yeah.
Happy Thing
the
Day.
thing.
Yeah, so it only comes once a year. I don't know why people are so upset. It only comes once a year.
I got to tweet it.
Happy Thing Day. This is the anniversary of the day that thing happened.
Yeah, I remember that thing.
Remember that thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I miss that thing.
It was fun.
Life was so much better back then. But at least every year we celebrate.
You remember the thing?
The thinginess. Of course I remember the thing.
That
I can't.
thing was awesome.
How can you forget the thing?
Sometimes you think about it.
That's
and
why we
or
have.
you- yeah.
That's why we have the holiday.
Yeah.
So that people never forget the thing. Happy Thing Day to everyone that's out there. You told me that before we went on the air that you're watching Righteous Gemstones, the latest
Yes,
season.
the new season, season 4.
And is it fun? Is it good? Have you watching it as well, Autumn? Or
No, I haven't watched it, but I really liked.
I gotta say,
watching it when I did.
No, I like the show. I kind of
Yeah.
thought that it had kind of burned out all of its fuel at the end of the last.
That's why I kind of stopped watching it. But Tim,
Yeah.
is it good?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I liked it all.
It's absurd. That's why I love it.
I thought that the last, it becomes, I guess I have to take a more cartoon approach to it. Because it's getting to the point now where, like, why aren't these people just being investigated by everybody? We've got fires, murders. Like, how are, in real life, these people would be on the local news constantly?
The first episode of this new season, this is the final season, was Bradley Cooper playing their, one of their ancestors, the original Elijah.
Right, they go back.
Gemstone.
They go back to the Civil
War, and he's
right.
sort of a scumbag. And you see how he comes to the light,
Okay.
so to speak. But the second episode, you pick up right where you left off, and Eli is gone. He's done with the thing. But the thing that really stuck out to me was Walton Goggins.
He's great.
Uncle Baby Billy, full frontal. Take a look at it.
Oh,
That's your
really?
uncle. Yeah.
I'm gonna
I don't
tell
know
you,
if it's real or prosthetic.
I gotta
but
tell you something, man.
Lucky him if it ain't.
I believe, and I don't know. Is it made here? Is it made around here?
South Carolina.
Okay. And maybe some of the people are around, or somebody who's listening can
I know a couple people who've been in it.
I want to know, because this goes to the writing, and I've thought of this the whole time. I've loved the show. I thought it was just a little. I just thought the end, but if it's another good season, I'm open for it. Love the show.
Well, and now that you know there's some full.
Yeah, you're
No,
gonna
well, this is the point I want to make.
I screenshotted it for
This
you.
is the point I want to make. I
Wait, maybe I'll check
believe.
that out
I
again.
believe that it's an inside joke with the writers, and a damn good one. I think it's an inside joke with the writers of Righteous Gemstones that they're going to show full frontal male there's no show in history that has ever had this that I've ever seen that has this much full, and I mean full. When I say full, I mean you don't need to go to one of our clinics that I'm talking full frontal nudity.
Oh,
and I believe that it's an inside joke because for years and years and years you come to expect boobs. But you don't hardly see any. I don't know that I remember. I'm sure maybe there's one or two scenes, but I don't remember a lot of like female nudity. And we expect it, and it's accepted in society. And I just think that there must be an inside joke. We're going to put as much full frontal male nudity into this show as we possibly can, and just laugh.
So I did hear, like, when they did whatever that reboot of Sex and the City was.
Yeah.
And just like that, there was some full frontal in that show. And so I remember hearing at the time that full frontal is the new boobs.
Yeah, I guess.
But I haven't seen it since then, right?
I've
So
seen
it's
it in a
been
lot of
this.
things.
and
How
then
many? Wait, how many seasons of Righteous Gemstones have you seen?
Oh, I think 3.
Okay, how many other? 4?
This is
Now
the
this
fourth.
this-
Fourth and final.
Oh, this is the 4th. Okay,
Oh,
you've
then
seen
maybe
all.
I've seen 2.
Okay, you've probably seen 2 because
Yeah, okay.
I would say over the first 3 seasons, 7, 8 times. I mean, there's a full fist fight on a lawn where a guy's completely. It's
Awesome.
absolutely hilarious. But I just want to know if I'm right about that there is like just this inside joke.
Well, I'll ask.
Which, by the way, is hilarious.
I'll ask Valen Hall next week. I'm talking to her. She's Aunt Tiffany.
Okay,
And she
all
lives
right.
in Atlanta.
Okay, all right, cool.
Say, so is this in there as a tongue in cheek?
I mean, by the way, I think it's great.
Yeah,
I think it's a
hilarious.
great joke. I just think that it is
kinda
something that
depressing.
they've sort of. Well, they're not going to put. they're not
For
going
some.
to. They're not going to put the average.
Ken Jeong, who's the
fella.
only little guy that you could, in there.
Put a micro.
Yeah, remember The Hangover? Ken Jeong
Yeah.
pops out of the trunk.
Like, where is it?
I thought he was pretty big.
I hope the Goggins. Well,
kidding.
everything's relative.
Yeah.
I hope the Goggins thing is prosthetic because I don't really want to know.
You know?
There've been a couple that have been rather prosthetic. The fight on the lawn, not prosthetic. That's the actor, no doubt. But there was one where the kid the guy, the actor who is unbelievable in it, the one who played Ozzy Osbourne in the Motley Crue thing, the kid he comes out as gay at the end of the third.
Oh yeah.
Thing. There's one part where he goes rogue and goes back to the goth world or wherever he comes from, and the young the gemstone, whatever, the young guy goes in to rescue him from this crazy party, and I mean, and I mean, it is just all prosthetic. All the way. It's the longest scene I've ever seen with just straight up. It's the kind of thing that if you were watching it alone and your wife walked in, maybe you just change the channel. Just for a moment.
You ought to check out The Boys if you want to see some interesting uses of Full Frontal.
Really? I guess I don't watch enough television.
But it's all comical.
Yeah.
You're not watching the right television.
I'm not watching the right. I'm not watching hardly any. I have to tell you.
There's a great gag in Dewey Cox Walk Hard.
Yes.
A woman is making a phone call and she's sat on the floor and all of the gentlemen standing around her don't have any pit drawers on.
I loved that movie.
Well, I've never seen it. I guess I should see it. I like music, and it's all about all
Ray,
the.
And then
Ray.
watch Dewey Cox.
I'm tired. Well, I know that Dewey Cox is
Walk the Line.
It's based on it's Ray,
And
Walk the Line, all of them.
Wrong kid died.
I've already seen Walk the Line, so I don't. Do I have to? All these biopics.
It's better than Walk the Line.
All these biopics.
It's better. It's way better.
It's like even that Saturday Night Live, the Saturday Night Live movie. Well, it's not hard. Well, Joaquin Phoenix is Johnny Cash. Smart move.
I'm dumb. I'm the Joker. I'm pretty stupid.
I'm not much of a thinker.
Hell no.
Just like, just that movie I thought was, except for Reese Witherspoon.
She got an Oscar.
It was fantastic in it. A pretty terrible movie. But all these biopics. The Saturday Night Live one. Not really a biopic, but it's supposed to be of that one night.
I enjoyed that.
It's a great movie. It's a lot of fun. Apparently, none of it happened.
It's like a dream. It's a fun dream.
But I mean, there's no reason for somebody who's Jared's age and maybe hasn't been following this to not believe that all of that happened. But John Belushi wasn't on the ice right before he was like, why put all that stuff in there?
Is it that none of it happened or none of it happened in one night?
None of it happened in one night.
Right.
All of the things
Do you
were.
think it would harm?
What?
Do you think it would harm the movie if they put that in front of it, saying like, all of this is true, not all of this happened on this one night, but we wanted you to see it all? Do you know what I mean?
I would put, if you're going to put it in there, I'd put it at the end because yes, I do think it would ruin it at the top.
Okay.
Because you just wouldn't buy
Yeah,
into
you start it, and you read that, and you cross your arm. Like, okay.
Yeah, all right.
Well, it's supposed to show like how hectic it is right before.
And I'm sure that it
watching
was
a show or starting any other show, and that's what I liked about it.
I'm sure. No, it's great. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I recommend it, and I love it, but in a way. But the fact that most of it did not happen on that night, it's supposed to be what happened for the hour and a half before they go on.
2 hours.
2 hours before they go on, and how the whole brick thing didn't happen. It's like why throw that stuff
I
in?
thought that was key. I really liked that part where they're laying the bricks on the set, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
They weren't working on the Julia Child bit that was 3 years later that night.
Yeah. So he wasn't running around with fake blood sprayed all over him. It just, I don't.
The Milton Berle thing, absolutely not true.
Never happened. They had trouble with Milton Berle
later on,
over
but
time.
He wasn't there that
He wasn't there then.
Good impression.
Oh man, who is that? What's his face?
What is his
He's
name?
in everything.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. Fantastic.
Take a look at that.
Have you not seen it, Autumn? It's worth seeing. My favorite part is when they're what he's doing, because what the idea here is that Milton Berle is doing a TV special in another studio at the same time and juxtaposing how he's still doing a type of show that's no longer a thing. And they're the next,
was cool.
Right? But when J.K. Simmons is doing the dance with the dancers around him and just the way that he's kind of like half phoning it in, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's just like the girls come around and he just kind of waves his hands like, I'm Milton Berle. I don't really have to try.
Mr. Television.
Yeah, exactly. So excellent movie. I recommend it. Just that nothing happened. It's a fictional account of the first night. Hey, this is going to be from now on. You're going to know whenever I think something's phony.
Yeah.
Fraud.
Remember when Clark Howard would have the what was that?
Scam alert. Scam alert.
The whistle or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'm a little more subtle than my friend Clark. Whenever you hear,
he also had a segment called Clark Sucks too.
Stinks. Not Clark
right.
Sucks. Come on.
He wouldn't be that.
Please.
Ribald.
That's true.
Clark Stinks.
Clark Stinks. I
See,
apologize.
is that still a place where you can go? It used to have he had a website where you could leave. Maybe it was just a mail address. Clark stinks. Maybe it was for people to tell Clark why he was wrong.
Yep. You can
Do
still
you
go
think
to it.
Clark stinks?
It's unreachable on my Wi-Fi over here.
Oh, really?
I've got it right
They
here.
blocked it just to
I was
protect
going to say they've blocked WSB employees from accessing all Clark Howard.
No one talks badly about Clark Howard.
Go to
says-
neilsknows.com.
It says, if you think Clark Howard missed the mark or was just plain wrong, tell him here. He wants to know. Hint, the shorter your post, the better chance he can respond to it on air.
All right, we're
You
gonna write
stink,
some.
period.
Yeah. Hey, Clark. What's up? Leave that.
Oh, what's up?
Clark. Hey, Clark.
Not
What's
enough,
up?
Not enough full frontal.
Not enough. Yeah. More full frontal.
I'll work on that.
Hey, Clark, what's up? More
Full frontal, please.
More full frontal.
Love
Signed,
BBH.
signed your friend for life.
Please.
No, somebody didn't.
Meet me in the parking lot.
For life. Okay, okay.
And Eric Von Hessler.
Okay, done.
XX.
Oh, I thought you were done.
OO.
Nope, not done.
Or is it XOXO? I don't even know.
It's XOXO.
I haven't done it in
TTYL.
48
Yeah,
years.
TTYL. Have a good summer.
Yeah, all those things. Throw a couple emojis in. And
yeah.
and for no good
The
reason.
party one, the thumbs
You want a
up,
Thumbs up, and then
peach
just
emoji?
no, at the end
the
though.
water droplets.
The
Eggplant.
eggplant, just for no good reason.
Done.
Have you guys heard the Willem Dafoe rumor about his full frontal scene in the movie Antichrist?
Well, he walked around scaring people with it.
Yeah, supposedly it was.
Oh,
so-
that was a movie I would not watch. I knew it was just absolutely horrifically just.
It's good.
I'm sure it's good because that director is
Lars
good.
von Trier.
Yeah,
is
he's
great.
really good. But I just when I
my
knew what it
favorites.
was, it's like that's a journey. I do not. And at one point he cuts it off.
No, it does. It's not that crazy.
You can't describe it at all on air.
This is why I
No,
never.
Well, they show it.
What happens?
It was so large that it was comical, and
Right.
they had to get a smaller prosthetic because Willem Dafoe is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa!
Yep.
What a fun rumor about.
Because it
Yeah.
changed the
yourself,
tone
if
of the
that
movie.
I love Willem Dafoe. Oh, he's just fantastic.
He's great. He'd be someone that I think I could do, but anytime I tried it, doesn't sound like him.
He's got kind of that hand.
He's from Western New York,
Some of his
isn't he?
movies I will not watch because I just don't want to go through a few things. One, Antichrist, I knew that was just it was just going to be gut-wrenching and then difficult, and I just don't want to go through the journey. And
He's good in Conclave.
Huh?
He's good in Conclave.
Well, he's good in everything. I'm not saying he wouldn't be good, but then there was another one, The Lighthouse, which is
Oh,
supposed to
yeah.
be really great. And I've
Yeah.
just heard they fart the whole time. I don't want to hear people fart. I'm being honest. That's the reason. The Harry Potter kid, the first he made like an art film.
Daniel
That's-
Radcliffe, yeah.
No. The kid, the boy, the guy who played him.
Yeah, Daniel
that's
Radcliffe.
Daniel. I thought you
Daniel
said Dana.
Radcliffe.
Yeah, he played in some movie where either he finds a dead body that's bloated or something, and the whole thing is him with this. It was an art film, and I was interested in seeing it. First of all, I thought, hey, cool on the kid for going and jumping into, not trying to be the next big star, but make something good, and it got good reviews. But it's a corpse that's bloated and it's just farting all the time. I don't want to watch that. So there's two movies that have lost me over the reviews saying a
bodily
great
functions.
movie with a lot of farting. Well, I'm not interested.
But maybe The Lighthouse, there's just a small amount of farting and not total. The whole movie's not.
Oh, no, I know.
You could
It's
just
a
get
lot of
through one
belching and
scene.
farting.
A lot of belching.
What are
Oh,
they
because
eating?
they're like
Beans?
men.
No, they're just drinking the entire time. And
yeah.
there's
Yeah.
just the two guys in
And
the
isn't there like
lighthouse.
a homoerotic
Play on
thing that goes on,
masculinity.
sort of
Yeah.
thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't quite remember.
I was high. I was smoking a lot.
You gotta shut that one down. I don't know. Oh, it's
I
a
don't remember.
fantastic.
I feel like maybe I didn't watch the end or something. I
Oh,
don't know,
you
yeah.
see, the farting got to you as well. Don't. If you want Eric Von Hessler to watch your movie, don't tell him there's a lot of farting in it, or that somebody cuts off that special place. I mean, that's the kind of thing that just are they out in the woods or something? I've read about.
They're
it.
having sex in the woods.
Okay, I don't want to know the whole thing.
I can't tell you what happens on the air. There's no
I'm
way
getting more
to
and
tell
more
you.
interested in this movie.
It's a great
Actually, this is turning you off. I'm like,
No, it's but it's a sad movie, right? Don't they lose their child? The whole thing is a couple
And how they
dealing-
relate to it.
dealing
All right,
with
well,
the
now I'm-
fact. No, it's a real. And it wasn't just that. It was just like, when am I? I know this is going to be a good movie. Like when am I ever in the mood to take this ride? And I just haven't been in the mood to take that ride. It's life is enough, isn't it? Do I gotta?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you do have to really fasten
you
your
have to be in the
seatbelt.
right mood.
Right. Like, give me something like Snow White and the 7 CGI, whatever they
Garden
are.
gnomes.
Garden gnomes.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it'll be
Weird.
great. Maybe it'll be weird.
Weird.
Well, they shut her up this week, didn't they? Well, it's like, hey, yeah, she's Snow White. Don't ask her any questions. Just watch the movie. Shut up.
Storm season officially here, friends, and it wreaks havoc on your house and your roof. It's Mark Aram here. If you truly want peace of mind about your roof, and for many years to come, ask Dr. Roof about their lifetime warranty. Dr. Roof's warranty means they have your roof covered for the lifetime of your roof, and if anything comes up, Dr. Roof will take care of it. You never have to worry about a thing. They stand behind it since they've been in business for over 35 years. Now that is peace of mind. All the info online at drroof.com.
At Shane Company, we'll help you create a ring as unique as your love story. We have the biggest selection of diamonds in all shapes and sizes, and center stones in an array of colors, including sapphires in blue, pink, green, lavender, and more. Just the other day, a couple picked out a blue sapphire that perfectly matched her eyes, and they left knowing her ring was truly one of a kind. That's what happens at Shane Company. Come check us out. You might just fall in love with something unexpected. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
It's March. The time changes, the season changes, but it also means that baseball is back and maybe a certain golf tournament is just around the corner. It also is probably time to update your home entertainment system, you think? Dave Baker here for Brightbox Electrical, a Coolray company. Make your home the place to be this season simply by calling your friends at Brightbox Electrical. Brightbox can make your home entertainment system dream a reality. They can customize your home theater, add a surround sound system, connect every room in your house to music, hook up your outdoor living space for music and TV and more. I think I'm going to look into adding a golf simulator, but let's just keep that our little secret for now though, okay? It's all good. Brightbox has you covered. Right now, you can get $50 off any electrical service or a free TV mount with the purchase of a new TV install. March is the perfect time to upgrade. Simply go to brightboxelectrical.com and schedule your appointment today for a time and day that worked best for you. That's brightboxelectrical.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top story, it is a WSB Money Update. And no change in the cost of borrowing as the Federal Reserve today deciding against moving interest rates. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says there's some uncertainty on what impact tariffs will have.
It is going to be very difficult to have a precise assessment of how much of inflation is coming from tariffs and from other, and that's already the case.
He says there are signs the economy could be slowing. On Wall Street, stocks were higher before the Fed's decision, and they remain solidly in positive territory with 30 minutes until the closing bell. President Trump describes his phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky today as a very good call. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says it's another step in the push to end the Russia-Ukraine war.
The leaders agreed Ukraine and America will continue working together to bring about a real end to the war, and that lasting peace peace under President Trump's leadership can be achieved.
President Trump's call today comes a day after he spoke with Russian President Putin. Georgia's Supreme Court hears arguments today over how the state handles elections. Voting rights groups are asking justices to uphold a block on a controversial new procedures. The decision will determine whether the rules will take effect before the next election cycle. Justices typically rule on cases within 5 months. One of Atlanta's biggest eyesores is about to be transformed. The Midtown Alliance is buying a 4-acre property on 14th Street that's been vacant for many years.
The fact that we've got 4 acres in the heart of Midtown that's never been developed is pretty interesting and pretty surprising.
Kevin Green, president of the Midtown Alliance, says they intend to create a significant public space in an area lacking significant public green space. The Social Security Administration will require in-office visits to verify identity. The agency's website now says that to start a benefits claim, an individual's identity must be confirmed in person. Previously, people could have done so over the phone. It is now 3:32, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. In the 24-hour traffic center, it's Alex Williams.
A slow Wednesday through downtown out of Buckhead in northwest Atlanta. Bill 400 southbound. You're hitting the brakes right at Lennox Road exit 2. Part of that is the construction clearing out of the left lane on the ramp to 85 south. 75 southbound delays start before Howell Mill, and you're going to stay on the brake pedal 75, 85 south from 17th down to I-20. Northbound delays, Langford Parkway getting up past Freedom Parkway. Had a crash in the cab, 285 southbound. The inner loop at I-20 exit 46. That's clear, but you're already on the brake lights leaving I-85 Spaghetti Junction. And they blocked and reopened all lanes 285 northbound. The inner loop on the west side leaving the airport just north of Cascade Road exit 7. That crash as well has been pushed off to the right. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Warm and breezy today, partly cloudy, high near 80, wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. A cold front will bring morning rain showers for Thursday, then chilly temperatures in the afternoon, highs in the upper 40s, low 50s, waking up Friday morning with temperatures near freezing.
79 in Swanee, 78 in Powder Springs, and 77 in Fairburn. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Thanks for calling Reliable Heating and Air. This is Steve. How can I help you?
Hi, I know it's late, but my furnace just died on us.
Don't worry at all. We have over 300 technicians throughout Metro Atlanta and Macon, so we can get to furnaces fast.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, yeah, and it looks like you have a reliable protection plan.
Yeah.
Perfect. This service call is no charge, and so's the repair.
Thank you so much.
Get fast and fair price furnace repair. Go to ReliableAir.com.
Reliable Air is always just right.
When it comes to your home, quality is crucial. Trust the Plus. Painting Plus. The Plus means siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and of course, painting.
Hi, I'm Charlie, owner of Painting Plus and the Plus family of businesses. Quality comes first. We have the most experienced exterior craftsmen in the industry.
If your home's exterior has it, the Plus can improve it. Painting Plus. Siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and more. Trust the Plus. PaintingPlus.com.
We are here with CFP and investment advisor Aaron Vincent of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Aaron, you mentioned that taxes are on sale. What exactly does that mean? And is it something we need to take advantage of right now?
Yeah, Mark, it may not feel like it right now, especially this time of year, but when you look at history, we are actually in historically low income tax rates time. If you look back, tax rates have been significantly higher. And when you look at the national debt, which most reference at around $36 trillion, but when you consider the fact that with all the unfunded liabilities like Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid, it's actually north of $100 trillion. When we look at factors like that, there's a pretty good chance that tax rates actually go significantly higher again. So yeah, you can make an argument that right now taxes are on sale.
So Aaron, what can we do right now to take advantage of these low tax rates?
If you don't have an income plan in your retirement conversations, then you actually don't have a tax plan. And that's important because if you don't have a plan for your money, guess who does? Uncle Sam's got one, and by default, you'll fall into that one. So we want to offer you a no-cost, no-obligation tax map. It's a deep dive into your retirement plan and specifically your tax strategy. From there, we'll make suggestions based on what's working or what opportunities could better fit your situation. The goal is for you to keep more of your hard-earned money while giving less to Uncle Sam. Call us at 770-280-1488. Again, that's 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we're available all across Metro Atlanta to meet you at a time and place that fits your schedule.
Taxes are not a seasonal conversation, and they're not going away once you retire. Take advantage of the complimentary tax map by calling the Vincent Financial Group today. 770-280-1488. That's 770-280-1488. 1488. And join us for Retire ATL Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
So much like Brett Favre, Brett Favre asked this question online, or not asked question, but posted this.
He just put this on X. He said, I don't have enough time to go through 70,000 plus JFK files, then has the sweating smiley emoji and says, anybody know what really happened?
You know, I'm kind of in the same I read one article on it. I mean, they were just released last night. It's, is it 70,000? And so it's going to take a while for people to kind of go through on the fine print. I thought I saw a couple interesting things in the Wall Street Journal article. One thing became clear, but nothing stands out. Is there, George, you're the conspiracy guy. Is there anything in there that jumped out at you? Or
you know, I mean, there's a lot the people that want to blame Israel for everything got,
right.
You know, there's a few things where they asked for everything, or they were fine with everything being released except for things that mention the Israeli intelligence service.
Well, some of that is what I kind of noticed from the Wall Street Journal article that, you know, we all ask, well, what could they possibly keeping these things under wraps for? I mean, I really do think that there's real stuff here, whether it's in these but one of the things is that the CIA at the time would have a headquarter type of things, sometimes in countries where the leaders of that country didn't know that the CIA was actually there. And so that's information that that country could still get mad now, even though it was 1963. So there's a little bit there.
There's JFK requested UFO information 10 days before he was assassinated.
Oh, wow.
So, and a lot of these documents, even like the ones that I've just mentioned, they've been released, and what they do is they re-release them, and it's like a cleaner copy, or it's less redacted. Less redacted.
So there are some redactions left inside of this dump, or none?
I heard there's not any redactions in this. There's some.
I think there's
Really?
a few.
Oh,
I think there's a few.
And supposedly this act is tied to a certain batch of, like, this act says that we will release this batch of documents, and there are documents that are excluded from that batch that this act addresses.
Okay,
you know?
so there's more.
There's like stuff we'll never see.
I think that some of the stuff that I saw was that possibly there was more of a Cuban-Soviet connection, but that the CIA at that time thought that would not be good on the world stage, and did some things to downplay, and that the CIA, and I guess this was found out before, I didn't know it was found out before, but I guess it's been known for a while that the CIA withheld stuff from the Warren Commission, which for young people, that was the commission that basically investigated the entire assassination. And apparently, I don't know if this is known for a long time, I'd never heard it, but in this article, it would seem like, it was already known that the CIA has admitted that can you imagine such a thing? Like the president at the time, we got the Warren Commission, Earl Warren, who I don't know. At one point he was
Chief Justice. I don't know at the time.
Was he? But he's so respected, person in the pantheon of leaders of the country at that time, and so at the very least, at one time he was the head of the Supreme Court, and the CIA says, "Oh yeah, we gave you everything," and they lie. That's all you need to know. Now, they are a spy agency, so there's some things we give intelligence agencies a little bit of room because there's a recognition that there are covert things that are legitimate that can be going on, and that can't be revealed. But what we can't give the intelligence agencies is this, and then forever, no one's ever going to know what you did, because the Constitution says ultimately we have a right to know what the government's doing. Now, the government could say, right now, we're not going to tell you because that would endanger, we don't want to tell the enemy where the troops are, or what our plans are.
because then the enemy could just find it through our resources.
Right,
here.
but the thing is, 10, 15, 20 years later, when the whole thing has been resolved, then the American people, the Constitution I see, says that we ultimately have a right to know everything our government does. Maybe not in the moment, but ultimately we have a right to know everything that the government, what the hell? The government knows everything about us now. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? We live in America now. The way the thing it was supposed to be was that the citizens had privacy from the government, And the government was supposed to be totally transparent to the citizens. And now we live in a country where that's completely upside down, where the government knows everything in minute detail about its citizens, phone calls, who your connections are, whatever. And the JFK files still not maybe completely released 60 years after 60, 2 years now since the assassination.
Maybe in 60 years we'll know something about Thomas Crooks.
I don't know. Oh, he's the
guy that shot Trump.
Yeah. It's funny.
There's been nothing about that guy.
It's funny that you say that because I had already forgotten his name.
Yeah.
Thomas Crooks.
Thomas Matthew Crooks.
We just keep on moving forward. It's like this guy shot who is now a sitting president.
And a fireman.
And let's remember, just because he didn't die, he didn't miss.
Yeah.
He shot him. He hit him. He just didn't hit him to where he could kill him.
He got his ear.
You'd think Trump would push to have that information put out there.
He talks about it sometimes. Some of these podcasters ask him about it, and he gets kind of, well, here's the thing with Trump. I mean, who knows? Really, who knows right now? I think he's screwing up this thing with Putin. You know, Trump is always talking about how he's the deal maker. And okay, he's made 1 million more deals than I have. You know, what do I make? Radio deals every 3 years. He's made much. I get it. So he should know what he's talking about. But as somebody who's not a deal maker, it seems to me that you shouldn't be doing this stuff out in the public all the time. You know, I'm not the fan of Zelensky that everybody else has been for the last 3 years. But it's just a matter of statecraft that what happened in front of the cameras a couple of weeks ago should never have happened, because how does that not strengthen Putin's hand? And if you're the arbiter in the middle, you wouldn't want somebody walking into the next round with their hand strengthened by your actions as the arbiter.
You'd want to have the cards, as Trump said.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not playing cards.
So Putin, let me tell you something about Putin. You know, you can hate him, and he deserves a lot of reasons why people hate him. But he is not dumb. He is sharp. He's ruthless.
I thought he's dying.
We were told all that BS. He is he's cold and ruthless, which is the opposite of Trump, who is warm and emotional. But as Putin is as close to like a T2, like Terminator type thing that you're going to find. I don't know. I mean, maybe sometimes there's somebody he gets emotional with. I don't know. But I know he does not look at statecraft that way.
I believe he has 4 daughters. Maybe the daughters.
Yeah. He will use this. And he understands Trump's psychology. And if Trump thinks he's going to make a friend in him and he's going to, you're helping me out by getting me out of this Ukraine mess, that's not going to happen. He is cold and calculating, and he is super smart. That doesn't make him good. But you have to know what you're dealing with and who you're dealing with. And I think by publicly, it should have been publicly, Trump should be saying things a little stronger on supporting Ukraine, and then behind the scenes saying the stuff that he's saying. And that way Putin can respond behind the scenes, and then there's no embarrassment because Trump's laid himself out there. I mean, after the Zelensky thing, a week later, Zelensky's like, okay, whatever, and he accepts the ceasefire proposal. And now, but Putin knows he's got the stronger hand. He also knows something that Zelensky did not understand. Putin knows, even if you turn down Trump, if you tell him how wonderful he is,
I'm sorry, you're
and how
wonderful.
great, and how Putin does this all the time. The foreign minister, when he in this last round, because they had this long phone call.
It was a great call.
Everything's going great, and then the two sides are blowing up each other's energy sectors last night, when that was the idea of what we were trying to get to ending. And I just I don't know. I just don't I don't get that he's such a great deal maker if he's doing this out in the public. Putin is going to always, like that foreign minister, Trump has done such a great job. He's so much better than Joe Biden. We like the ideas here, and they're just like dragging it out. And they know as long as they compliment Trump along the way, Trump's going to give him a little more room. Now, Zelensky's trying to catch up, but he's not as smart as Putin. I'm sorry to say that. As a leader on the world stage, Zelensky is not as sharp about things like that as Putin, and he might be running rings around our president right now.
If it's happening on the streets of Atlanta.
Cobb County Medical Examiner's Office identifies 57 sets of cremains.
If it's happening on the roads leading to Atlanta.
Massive project at 285 and Georgia 400 has been a big improvement.
We've got it covered.
Atlanta jurors convict a former Customs and Border Protection officer.
Your 24/7 news source.
Covering the stories that impact you.
Tune in throughout the day to stay up to date.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Visit my friends at Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort. This is Scott Slade. They specialize in exquisite handcrafted fine jewelry and natural mined diamonds, never mass-produced. It's where I've been doing business for over 25 years. Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort.
Welcome to Take 5 Oil Change.
Thanks. Got my seat cushion, crossword puzzle, and can't forget the hand sanitizer. Okay, show me the waiting room.
No need for all that. You can stay in your car.
I'll stay in my car. Get out.
Yep, you stay in. It'll just be 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Get out.
Go ahead, sit back and relax.
Well, I guess I'll save all this for the DMV. If only they took 10 minutes, am I right? I'm sorry.
Take 5. The stay in your car 10-minute oil change.
Hi, it's Tim Andrews. I needed some work done on my roof. I'd heard about FGA Roofing on the station, so I called them. If you're in the market for a new roof or repair, give them a call. Mention Tim Andrews and get $1,000 off a new roof. Use your good credit to get 0% interest. Search FGA Roofing today.
Belinda here for Atlanta Vision Institute. I'm here to introduce you to a new procedure that Dr. Ashraf is performing called laser optics. This changed my life, folks. I was so tired of wearing contacts and glasses. The glasses were not around when I needed them. I had astigmatism, so the contacts didn't fit me well, and I had beginning stages of cataracts. So I went in. I was a great candidate for laser optics. It was a quick, painless procedure. The next day, it was like everything was in HD. The colors were more vibrant. The leaves were more vibrant. The sky was more vibrant. My husband was better looking. Everything was great. Laser optics with Dr. Ashraf, Atlanta Vision Institute. Go to the website 2020atlanta.com to find out more information. Also, take the quiz to see if this is a procedure that's good for you. Your medical insurance may cover it. That's 2020atlanta.com.
Yeah, what happened on the big bust at the airport?
Hey, I got some breaking news. Atlanta police caught a Delta passenger arriving at ATL with nearly 40 pounds of meth and fentanyl in their checked baggage.
Oh, man, I guess it's going to be a dry weekend. I'll have to break out the crossword puzzles and the iPad.
Yeah, keep your hands busy.
Oh, yeah, Devil's Idol something.
You got to have, what was that again?
Devil's Hands, Business Idol, something like that. Idle Hands of the Devil's.
That meth brain kicking in there.
So,
well, the lack of meth brain. I'll tell you what.
Don't you have you got to have a second dealer, yes?
Yeah, my wife's going to be disappointed because we were going to have sex all weekend. Non-stop.
Well, here she is. Are you disappointed? Your meth sex is off the table?
Listen to her.
Listen. Oh my God.
She's already methed it out.
Oh,
she can't even talk.
Yeah, Autumn, your things, you got to reset there, Autumn. It's not working.
How do you put 40 pounds of meth?
Well, you lift it
in
up, you put it in the case. How? I can tell you how. Why would be the question.
That seems like a very stupid way and very easy way to get caught by putting it in your checked luggage.
40 pounds. Wow.
How much gets missed?
Probably a lot.
Yep.
Is it the first time he's ever done it? Maybe they're catching him on the 7th time.
I guess so. Good job, APD.
Fentanyl. I don't know anybody. It's just, are people? I don't even know how. Like, are people just like getting fentanyl now, just buying it? Like, what do you snort it? What do you do? I don't even know.
Smoke it.
Do you?
Yeah, I think a lot of people
snort it, smoke it, inject it.
Not a good idea, I don't think.
No.
I don't think it's a good idea. I have to say that.
It's all coming from Canada.
Yeah, that's not true. It's not all coming.
They got a lot of meth factories.
They say it's like 1% of it's coming out of Canada.
But they're wrong. I mean, the places are there.
How long are we going to go with this Canada thing? We're just going to be. Did anybody, by the way?
I think they'd like to be the 51st state.
I want to take the MAGAs and inject them with truth serum and say, so you were looking forward to this Cold War with Canada? Is that what you were? Was this? Well, he's finally doing it. You know what? Finally, is there anybody in America saying, finally, we have a president? We have a president.
I knew he'd go after that.
Finally, we have a president who will stand up to Canada.
I mean, he did it last night. He was on with Laura Ingraham, and he went after him again.
He doesn't like him.
Canada was meant to be the 51st state.
Oh, for God.
Because we subsidize Canada by $200 billion a year. We don't need their cars. We don't need their lumber. We have a lot of lumber. Last week, we're freeing it up so that you can actually cut down a tree without being, given the death penalty. Because what these radical environmentalists have done to our country, but we freed it up. But we don't need their lumber.
Truth in that.
We don't need their energy. We don't need anything. We certainly don't want their.
We don't need their friendship. Friendship and nothing. We don't need to know them. We don't need. You know what? I'm banning any reruns of the original Star Trek. William Shatner is from Canada.
No more SCTV, please. Get it off of YouTube. All those comedians don't want them if they're alive. Get
Eugene Levy, get him out of the country.
Howie Mandel, you got to go back.
One of the nastiest countries to deal with is Canada. The people that, now this was Trudeau, the people that good old Justin, I call him Governor Trudeau.
He just doesn't like, he just doesn't like the guy, I think.
Yeah, he said he likes the new guy. He said it's easier to work with him.
He doesn't like Trudeau.
Right.
And maybe there's a reason to not like Trudeau, but it's kind of personal. And if all those things are true, that's him saying we subsidize Canada at $200 billion. I'd like to see a breakdown of that. Certainly, you can ask Canada to foot more of the bill. Canada does get a free ride from the United States because they don't really have to have a military, which frees up a lot of money to be able to help your own citizens if that's what you choose to do. But they have more money because they don't have to fund a super duper military because they know, and everybody knows, that if you invade Canada, the United States is not going to sit on their hands. You invade Canada, basically you've invaded America. And then I understand Trump saying, well, if that's true, then basically they're acting like a state and we should make them a state. But there is a little thing called history. Canadians do have their own history
that they're erasing,
and yeah, just like we were.
Yep.
Just like we were. It all just seems so.
Well, it's now Canada's responding.
Ridiculous. I know, and now now we're really in a Cold War. We really don't like each other. What they do now?
They're gonna cancel flights to Nashville, Tennessee from Toronto, Calgary, and Montreal. So that way, it's only specific airline carriers.
Because it's part of statecraft to understand the effects of your words. You're going to most Canadians do not like their current government. But when you start, just sort of saying really mean things about a country, you're going to spark patriotism within that country. It's just, even Greenland, there's 17 people who live there who never gave a damn. They're going to rallies and singing the Greenland. They never even knew what the national anthem was before. So you got to understand that when you rile up like that, people will, they do have their own history and culture, and that means something to them. And to act like it doesn't I don't get it.
It's like
I don't get it.
Kicking an ant colony or kicking a hornet's nest. People are going to respond. The ants and the hornets respond, right?
Right. Well, we've been subsidizing those ants for far too long.
Those are our ants.
Listeners, friends, family, neighbors, heck, even coworkers have asking me about QC Kinetics treatment. Hey, it's Mark Arum. No joke. Coworker the other day asked me about QC Kinetics. They want to know if they should consider it for their joint pain? Well, if you're wondering if you're a good candidate, let's see if you answer yes to any of these questions. First question, is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints? Next, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain? And most importantly, do you miss doing the things you love because joint pain is holding you back? If you answer yes to any of those questions, I bet you're a great candidate with my friends at QC Kinetics. Call QC Kinetics right now. Ask for your free consultation. Learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can get you lasting pain relief. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. Call 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. 770-285-8026.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations. I know what's important to you when you're looking for a new deck. You want the work done with quality workmanship, on time, within your budget, and built correctly. Getting a new deck from Ben Hill Renovations checks all the boxes. And when it comes to new decks, pretty much anything you can imagine, Ben Hill can do. And they're all backed by the Ben Hill Workmanship Warranty. Swing by the new Ben Hill Renovations showroom in Douglasville and talk to one of their designers. Or see them on the web at bhrenovations.com. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
When divorce places your world in jeopardy, Cordell & Cordell, one of the nation's largest family law firms, is committed to helping you. Cordell & Cordell is ready to fight for you in divorce and family law matters, providing the strength of legal experience that we can share with you. Call us to schedule your consultation today.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Atlanta area attorneys. 404-793-0000. 1 Glen Lake Parkway Northeast, Suite 975, Atlanta, Georgia 30328. Joseph Cordell, Principal Partner. CordellCordell.com.
It won't be that long before school gets out. And if you're thinking about buying a new home this summer, now is the time to get the ball rolling. This is Scott Slade. My friends at MyLand always recommend getting pre-approved before starting to shop for your next home. Make sure you know how much you can afford and have your financing ready to make an offer when you find your dream home. MyLand is who I recommend for all home financing needs, whether it's a second mortgage, cash out refinance, or purchase of a new home. They even have a great new product that allows you to qualify for an investment or rental property without personal income documents. Whatever type of mortgage you need, MyLand will close your loan fast without issues and headaches and make sure you have the best rate in town. Call MyLand. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's myland.com. Spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Mortgage Licensee 148769. Located at 8995 West Side Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. MyLand is an equal housing lender.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell, and for over a decade, I've trusted America's best choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks.
Spring is the perfect time to update your home, and America's Best Choice makes it easy with these spring specials. Highest quality, energy-efficient windows starting at just $299. Take 10% off a new deck and create the outdoor oasis of your dreams. No pressure, no gimmicks. Visit abcwin.com today to schedule your free consultation.
Hey y'all, Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care, and I'm not going to cry in this commercial, I hope. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I am so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. It's all because of the incredible caregivers who came to see them every day. I am so grateful to Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company that vets and hires every single one of their caregiving specialists. They don't have contractors. They're not some national corporation. They are simply the best here in Georgia. And a lot of you have asked me about my journey and if home care is right for your aging parents. I'll tell you what I tell them. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top local story, the impact of a potential trade war on Georgia. Mexico's top diplomat to the southeast says it won't be good. Here's a report all new at 4 o'clock.
Right now, total trade between the U.S. and
Mexico is $840 billion. Consul General Javier Diaz de Leon says Mexico is the second largest buyer of goods from Georgia. Only Canada buys more.
What does Georgia sell to Mexico? I tell you, yeah, we buy peaches, but it's not really peaches. It's electronic machinery, it is turbojet parts, turbo propellers, aircraft parts.
Diaz de Leon says a trade war would hurt industries in both countries. 25% tariffs on most goods are set to go into effect April 2nd, barring another pause. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
And tariffs also impact today's decision by the Federal Reserve to leave interest rates unchanged.
The Fed has to wait and see how uncertainty and tariff tit for tat and escalation, how that impacts the economy, the labor market, and the inflation rate.
CBS Money reporter Jill Schlesinger says Fed Chair Jerome Powell suggests the risk of recession is up but not high. And at the closing bell on Wall Street, stocks are higher. The Dow is up right now 383 points. The S&P up more than 1%, and the Nasdaq also up more than 1% at this hour. 81 degrees in Atlanta, clouds and rain rolling in tonight. And how much does it cool us off? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A big change is coming to the heart of Midtown Atlanta. The plan is to turn some vacant land into green space.
The 4-acre tract of land on 14th Street has long been vacant after years of failed development ventures. But now the Midtown Improvement District is under contract to buy it and reimagine it for public enjoyment.
The generational opportunity to secure the biggest remaining undeveloped parcel in this district.
Midtown Alliance President Kevin Green says they are looking to move quickly, starting with public input on design, and then...
My hope is that within 2 years of today, we've made really solid progress, and we are under construction.
The property is adjacent to the Woodruff Art Center and the Midtown MARTA station. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
The brother of the man convicted of killing Laken Riley is sentenced to 2 years in federal prison for having fake green cards. Diego Ibarra pleaded guilty to 2 counts of possession of a fraudulent document. Homeland Security learned Ibarra was undocumented in the U.S. while investigating Riley's murder in February of 2024. His brother was convicted of murder last November. It's not clear when Diego Ibarra will be deported. The rules for the next election in Georgia will be determined by the state Supreme Court after arguments today from voting rights groups.
Contentious rules passed by the state election board should stand because the challengers don't have a legal dog in the fight, so argues Republican Party attorney Brian Tyson.
They're not alleging that there's a prevention of their personal right to vote. They're concerned about the public right of the administration of elections related to these rules.
Teresa Lee for the NAACP and Coalition for the People's Agenda says the board overstepped its authority and broke Georgia law with that ballot hand count rule.
The hand counting rule, you cannot comply with both the hand counting rule and statute.
Justices typically rule on cases within 5 months. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
President Trump says they are very much on track to putting an end to the Russia-Ukraine war. The president speaks for about an hour today with Ukrainian President Zelensky. Trump says it was a very good call. Their conversation comes a day after President Trump spoke with Russian President Putin. Getting accepted into UGA is tougher than ever. The University of Georgia setting a new record.
The university receives the most applications it's ever received for the class of 2029 with nearly 48,000 applicants. That's up by about 5,000 from the year prior. In total, nearly 16,000 students have been accepted for the fall semester with an overall acceptance rate of 33%. The vast majority of those are from Georgia, but the class does include students from all 50 states. The top intended majors include biology, finance, undecided business, psychology, and mechanical engineering. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
It's now 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic starts with Alex Williams.
A rough start to the afternoon into DeKalb County. Bill stalled Big Rig in the left lane in Clarkston, 285 southbound. The interloop just past Memorial Drive, exit 41, adding to an already slow ride as you leave I-85 Spaghetti Junction there in DeKalb. 285 westbound, those brake lights are filling in from Chamblee-Dunwoody Road over to Roswell Road, exit 25 in Sandy Springs. They pick up again passing I-75 in Truist Park as you make your way down to I-20 the West Freeway, and 285 northbound, the interloop on the west side. It's also seeing the brake lights from South Cobb Drive up to I-75 exit 20 there in Cobb. How are we looking through downtown and Midtown, Cindy Darden?
It's not much better. The brake lights 75 southbound are going to start for you around Howell Mill, also exit 252 to Northside Drive there. They're going to stay that way on the downtown connector. Really rough ride through Midtown, not much better. I-85 going northbound, exit 244 near University Avenue is where you're really going to be feeling that pinch, and it only gets worse as you head towards the Grady Curve I-20 connector until you reach Midtown, leaving the city from the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB. I'm WSB
WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Fair skies and warm this evening, but clouds rolling in overnight with rain showers after midnight. That's associated with a cold front that will knock our daytime highs into the upper 40s, low 50s for tomorrow afternoon. Even colder still for Friday morning, lows in the low 30s. Friday afternoon, sunshine but cool, high 63.
78 in Smyrna, 77 College Park, and 78 in Buford. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now.
Got to be careful, Eric.
You're going to have a heart attack.
I'm going to have a heart. Yeah, I probably will.
I know CPR.
Eventually. I should learn CPR. Oh, that's Dr. Joe.
On yourself?
Well, no, it's not going to help me on myself. Although I want to have one of those paddles. Can you paddle yourself if you're alone?
I can.
I have.
It's fun.
So the neighbors are like,
That's a lot.
He's there alone. Why do we keep hearing that?
Now, do you have a do not resuscitate, or can we revive you?
That depends.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Depends on where you find him.
Oh yeah,
Right? Because if you resuscitate him and it's embarrassing.
No, don't.
Yeah, because Jane will kill him anyway.
Yeah,
right?
don't resuscitate me if it's going to cause me to have to explain how I was found to my children. I don't want to do that.
Tubes.
Otherwise, well, you're just making up your own little fantasy there, aren't you?
Yeah, there's some hookers. There's peanut butter.
Oh yeah.
Well, the hookers would be long gone.
A couple dogs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jared.
Is this how the people who I work with, is this how they think? George Clark, you don't think these things about me, do you? Of course not.
I would make an Emerson, Lake and Palmer quote here, but only you would get it, so I'll leave it.
It's all right. It's all right.
I might get it.
She might get it.
Okay,
Tim might get it.
16 virgins and a mule.
16 virgins. Did you get it?
You're right. I didn't get it.
I didn't either.
You didn't get it.
I'm interested.
Nobody got
Okay.
There's all kinds of websites.
Welcome back, my friends. That song.
Welcome back, my friends. It is time for what never ends, and that's Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Joe.
It's time for Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Joe.
Greg Lake lives among us. You sang.
so
You
early for
sounded
Dr.
just.
Joe.
I know. I got an event tonight.
He has an event tonight. He is going to what's it called? A pickleball battle?
Pickleball social.
Pickleball social.
Which you better play. I want pictures of you playing, Dr.
He says he's not going to play pickleball.
Which is ridiculous.
He's just going to
Mr.
social.
Wellness.
I've got my comfortable shoes on. I guess I could get out there.
Yeah, get out there. You Mr. Wellness. You should be one of the better
That's right.
players out
You
there.
would think. Exactly.
Well,
It's
that's what he's
easy to
afraid
play.
of.
Yeah.
Now, there's certain things being Dr. Joe. Number one, if you wake up with the flu, you just pretend you went on vacation.
That's
you
it,
never
yeah.
want anyone to know that you actually got sick. It's going to hurt the brand.
Exactly. The
You're not
brand is-
supposed to ever be sick.
Exactly. Uh-huh.
Did you ever get COVID?
I did, actually, as a matter of
Okay.
fact, yeah.
All right.
Boy, I remember sitting in my chair going, if the house burns down right now, I'm going to die.
I'm just going to sit here.
I'm going to watch it burn.
I'm just going to sit here.
I don't have the energy to save myself.
Yeah, it's like that. This time.
It's time to melt.
I don't care.
You know, I have a
Start breathing heavier so you
to
can get the
melt.
smoke in your lungs faster.
good name for today's show. Time to melt.
Write that down.
You know, I had a new. I think with death, I'm always thinking, how do you face that? I have a new thing, a new way of looking at death. I think you should just look at it as a well-deserved long vacation from everything.
Yeah,
and that seems like a nice thing, right? I mean,
Right. I've worked hard. My joints
Are
aren't
you-
hurt anymore.
Consciousness?
are you in debt?
No.
You know what? Next
Not
day
anymore.
after you die, you're gone.
Done.
You're not in debt.
You're not in debt.
My family
Until
doesn't
they
know
figure
either.
out a way to tack it onto your family.
Well, I'm not here. I don't care about that.
Okay.
I mean, I care now because I'm here, but then I won't care because I won't be here.
Right.
Thanks a lot.
Just going to lay down and rest. That's why I say rest in peace. You get to, but you don't get to roll over. What if you get stiff in the coffin?
Well, your hair grows, right?
Not
Well,
really.
just
Your
for-
body just shrinks. Your hair don't grow.
Is that what really happens?
Yeah, yeah.
Your body shrinks and it
Yeah.
makes it seem like your hair
Yeah,
grew.
Yeah.
like your nails, the hands shrivel up, and so it looks like the nails got bigger. So
Nowadays, though, if you are, you have all of the they replace everything with the fluids, right?
yeah,
Like,
formaldehydes and stuff.
Yeah, formaldehyde. You know, so
Mhm.
I wonder if people, if it looks like, I wonder if they're shrinking as much as they used to.
Call in with your favorite death
I
stories.
shrank once.
I'm a grave robber, and I've noticed that they're shrinking a lot more now.
Well, sir, you're an expert.
People don't shrink like they used to.
Do people rob graves anymore?
I'm
Like,
assuming. When is it
What would you
archaeology and
get?
when is it grave robbing? Like,
Like
what
1,000
point?
years
Yeah.
has to go
Is
by.
there
It
a
has to be sanctioned by the government, and then it's archaeology. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do people really put much in? I think
do.
What are you going to get?
Back in
A
the
watch?
back in the olden days, people probably did put some pretty valuable stuff.
A gold tooth.
Tooth, wedding ring.
Tutankhamun.
That's a lot, though. I think he was a mummy. That's a whole different thing.
A mummy. He was a boy king.
And
thank you very much.
Wait, before he was a mummy.
That's right.
But he's not known for being a mummy.
Sure he is. That's how we know who he is, right?
He was known for his deformities and being a boy king.
He's known for traveling the world as a famous mummy.
Yeah, but old
And not
Mr.
getting
Weatherby, he died, and they dug him up and stole his watch.
Mr. Weatherby?
Old Mr. Weatherby, yeah.
Who's old Mr. Weatherby?
I don't know. He's not a king. He wasn't a boy king.
Yeah,
Just an
all
old
right.
guy that died.
Now, wait a minute. Am I wrong about this? Was King Tut not a mummy that got...
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was in a
He was
sarcophagus.
mummified.
Yeah, right.
But I don't think we've ever seen his mummy, right? 'Cause
Yes,
he's just inside
yes.
that gold thing.
No, it's it traveled the world. It was in America when I was a kid.
Inside
it was a
the
big
gold
deal.
thing.
No, but people
The
saw him.
sarcophagus. No, they took
gold
him out of
thing.
sarcophagus.
Well, hold on.
Sarcophagus.
Wait a minute. She is saying gold thing, so she is an expert. So maybe we should.
Gold
The thing of gold that looks
Yeah, I'm
like
looking at it right
chin.
now.
You can look at it. Yeah, that was the whole
right.
thing. He was mum. That was the whole. No, wait. You think people were going to look at the gold case?
Buck teeth. he
Also
had.
known as a sarcophagus.
That's how they do it. Got
Okay, all right.
his skull busted open.
You spent all that time trying to find this mummy and you don't open it up?
Hey,
Of course they open it up.
Don't mess around with me. I just escaped the Egyptian room in Dayton, Ohio last weekend. So I know my sarcophagi.
Sarcophagi.
Plural. Yes.
My sarcophaguses. All right, it's Wellness Wednesday.
Sarcophagal.
Sorry.
We lost him. He's stuck. He's stuck in a loop. Smack him.
Okay, all right.
You gotta zap him with the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hey, it's Happy Thing Day.
Defibrillator.
I'll be like Frosty. Every time you wake me up, I'll go, Happy Thing Day. By the way, Happy Thing Day. Do you know?
I didn't know it was Happy Thing Day.
This is the anniversary of when that thing happened.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Happy Thing Day.
I was there.
All right.
I
well,
think it
old
was
enough
big.
to remember it.
It was
Wellness-
a big thing.
Oh, that's why it's got
man.
its own holiday.
Happy Thing Day.
We don't give small things holidays.
No. Do we have a
Not at
song
all.
for it?
We give small things a plaque.
It's Thing Day. Happy Thing Day. It's Thing Day. Thing Day.
Over the
Thing
mountains
Day.
and through the hills to grandmother's house we go on Thing Day. Wellness Wednesday means that we want some wellness stories for Dr.Joe.
And Eric, you've had this story in the hopper for a while, so I know you want to talk about this. This is a study from telegraph.co.uk. Married men are 3 times as likely to be obese.
Married men
Yes.
are 3 times as likely to be obese.
Eric's put this story in the stories for about a week and a half.
Well, I find it interesting.
happy.
First of all, I want to know, huh?
Fat and happy.
Maybe
Out of
fat
the
and
hunt.
happy. This out of the hunt.
Speeding up the inevitable.
Yeah, isn't there a Flintstones where she's like, keep your hubby happy if he's a happy pappy? You remember it? Like they're making him fat and that's how you keep him happy.
Yeah, fat and happy.
Yeah, so
That's
they
why
can't
you
run
have the yeah, they can't run away.
I could sit here all day.
I just brought something to my mind that's neither here nor there. But you remember when, like when you're growing up, and like Tim, you would remember like the Playboy magazines and
Oh, yeah, it'd be in the
Penthouse
living room.
magazines, and they're like for some reason there was a long time it was a big deal that she'd be totally nude except her shoes would be on.
Yeah.
And I just always thought that was like, well, if she's not enjoying it, she can just get the hell out of there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
She can run away.
In my mind, it's like, well, if she's not enjoying it, it's not hard to, it's just this, that awkward moment where she's trying to find her shoes.
Now, is that true?
Just get up, throw a towel around her, and get out.
At the adult clubs, the women have to wear shoes and one piece of clothing. That's what garter belts. I don't know. I'd heard
Is that? I don't.
It
Well,
depends on the club.
yeah.
It depends on the state. In Georgia, you just have to wear shoes.
Just shoes?
It's a weird thing. I remember in Los Angeles, I went to. Well, this is really strange, but the Susan Olsen who played Cindy Brady was getting married, and I went to her because she was on the same radio station, and I went to her fiance's Bachelor Party, which was a bus that took us to 3 different strip clubs in Los Angeles. And the interesting thing about Los Angeles, at least in the 90s, if you could be full nudity if there was no alcohol. But if there was alcohol involved, you could only be topless. So you'd walk into these strip bars, and what they would do is they would have a ground floor and then an upstairs. Ground floor, full bar, topless, upstairs, juice bar, gross.
I think it was like that in Georgia, too, because when I turned 18,
Yeah.
I think I was allowed to go into a strip club, but it wasn't full nude.
That was just based on age.
Yeah.
I assure you, when you go to Claremont Lounge now, it is full. You see everything except for the shoes.
You do see everything. I saw an ant last night. Clara!
Hey, Eric.
What happened?
Give me $1.
I should have helped her out, too. I feel bad about it. Alex Williams says there's a travel advisory on 75 in Marietta.
Yeah, dealing with this new travel advisory. You are correct, Eric. It's I-75 southbound, right at North Marietta Parkway, exit 265. Crash leaves only the far right lane open. That is quickly going to add to delays on 75 southbound, back up into Kennesaw. Highway 41, Cobb Parkway, the best alternate there. Northbound, you're on and off the brakes out of Northwest Atlanta up into Marietta. And we got a big crash in Forsyth County, Georgia 400 northbound, Highway 141, Peachtree Parkway, exit 13. That crash is in the right lane. You're stacked up from McFarland Parkway. 85 northbound out of DeKalb into Gwinnett County, on and off the brakes this afternoon from Chamblee Tucker Road up toward Beaver Ruin Road. A little bit of better news on 285 in DeKalb County, Cindy Darden.
Just a little bit. That stalled big rig I-285 southbound on the inner loop near exit 41 to Memorial Drive. It's now off to the shoulder. Nonetheless, you're going to still be battling some pretty heavy delays as you're leaving Spaghetti Junction. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Stay connected to Atlanta's news, weather, and traffic with the 95.5 WSB app. Listen to Atlanta's morning news. EVH, Eric Erickson, Mark Aram, and Shelley Winter. No matter where you go. 95.5 WSB and the WSB app. Download it today or find us in the iHeart and Odyssey apps.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Does it seem like it's getting louder and louder? Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. That noise is your garage door crying for help. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. Our highly trained technicians provide 24/7 service, upfront pricing, and free estimates. We service all major brands. Our products are warranted, and our work is guaranteed. We will treat you like our only customer. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
I've been reporting on our traffic for decades. I can assure you, wrecks will happen. Oh, I've seen them. And insurance will try to pay as little as possible. Hey, it's Smiler Mark McKay. When bad traffic leads to a bad accident, get a great lawyer. I recommend John Foy & Associates, the strong arm. If you're injured, don't try to take on the insurance companies alone. You need John Foy and his army of lawyers to fight for what you deserve. There's no cost until they win. Call for your free case evaluation. JohnFoy.com.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter. or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. We can reawaken any space to make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Mom and Dad seemed different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 35% off. Plus, kids sail free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
If you've been thinking about selling your home, now is the time. With a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can sell your home fast and for more than you expect. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. One of the most stressful things about selling your home is not being able to control the timing. Mark Spain Real Estate allows you to receive an all-cash offer on your home and close in as little as 21 days. Hassle-free, guaranteed. Trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. and close with confidence. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Dr. Joe, how many times have I had to tell you that if you're going to date a stripper, eventually they're going to call you from Florida and ask for money?
That's exactly what happened.
You
Actually.
really have to take my advice.
Was it bail money, Eric?
When it comes, it doesn't matter. This is what you need to understand. This is one of the tenets of the doctrine. If you're going to date a stripper, you need to understand that sooner or later you will get a call from Florida where she asks you for money. We haven't even done the first Wellness Wednesday story.
We started on
What
married
did we
men
start?
getting fat.
What?
Married
That's
men
right.
getting fat. Yeah.
Yeah, married men are 3 times as likely to be obese.
So marriage is bad for men, and they should stop doing that.
Well, women tend to put on weight too, but then they start to notice it and they take care of themselves. Men go, I don't care. I give up. They throw in the hat.
They give up.
They give up.
They give up. They realize what they've done. They realize what they've thrown away.
Yes.
They realize all the freedom that they once had that has been just tossed out the back window.
Gone.
The whole world was once their buffet, and now it's.
Grilled
I
cheese
like
sandwich.
steak and potatoes, but every night?
day.
Every night.
Sometimes you need a little KFC.
Get a little KFC. I'm trying to figure out metaphorically what that's supposed to mean. So the neighbor comes over every once in a while. Well, we have a friend from Kentucky who comes in and hi y'all.
I like Popeyes.
Well, from a
Because he has those big forearms.
No, from a psychological standpoint, though, men sometimes want their women to get overweight so that other men don't look at them and they keep them at home.
Yeah, I'm not one of those people.
No.
I've never been. I
Or
always
maybe
always thought
it's
like
nice to hold on to.
She's my fatty.
All right, sounds to me like you're.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, sounds to me like you're making a case
Maybe
from a different place.
Somebody doesn't want to snuggle up with a cricket.
Okay, hey, listen, as long
elbows and knees.
Look, as long as it's okay, if it's okay with Joe, it's okay with us. It's fine.
That's right. Hey,
we're good.
Yeah, well, it is okay. He likes it.
I don't see any reason to be upset. It's
All
fine.
right, I'm fine.
Hey,
I'm not upset.
I don't have to cuddle with you. I don't care.
You don't care,
Yeah,
right.
that's great.
Aren't you glad we don't cuddle? Who cares?
Yeah,
it's fine. It's a good thing.
There's something to what she's saying. You can't cuddle with a bunch of bones.
Oh, yes, you can.
No, as a single man,
Oh, yes.
I will say I like my women on the thin side.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like I like to see their hip bones.
I like them on the trashy side.
I like them emaciated
flip
and
side,
lost.
yes. By the way, sir, I'm here to tell you you can cuddle up with some bones.
Yeah.
I cuddle up with all the bones.
All
I've
the
collected
ones.
over the years.
You got to bury them. You got to wait a while.
You got a trash bag of bones.
You
if
can
you
bleach
give
them
it a
first.
try.
You bleach them out and get all. Well, you know.
I know what
Yeah,
you're saying.
oh yeah.
Well, yeah, it's comforting.
Yep. I miss you so much.
Let's try to squeeze in another story.
Yeah, why not?
All right. A new French study has found that you don't need to wash your gym clothes after every use. They even
No.
suggest there are benefits to re-wearing
Yes,
those
you-
workout clothes.
You don't have to take your clothes and put them straight in the laundry. It is ridiculous. You're washing every time.
What a surprise that the French have decided that we're going a little too hard on the hygiene.
Yeah, it was
Well,
getting
it's
too
true.
much.
You put, right, Dr. Joe? I mean, you can attest to this, yes?
Well, the Australians are furious about this. They are not happy about this French study because they're very clean. They like
Well,
to make
that
sure.
makes sense. They are
Uh-huh.
stupid.
Are they
They're
super
an
clean?
island of criminals and bad people.
That's true. Is there? It just seems to me that when you work out, I mean, all I do is get on a treadmill for an hour, and I sweat like a. I don't know, what sweats a lot?
A pig.
I was going to say
Like
a
an
pig, but doesn't it
Australian man
bleed
in
like a pig?
No,
sweat like a pig.
And pigs don't really sweat either, so that's the irony of it all.
Seems ridiculous.
They have a
It's like
colloquialism,
saying
but we
sweating like a dog. They
we
don't
can't
sweat.
Yeah, we
They
can't say on
pant.
the air. So no, but no, it depends how you work out. If you're really sweaty, it says you probably should wash it. If you're just doing light workout, it's okay to.
Yeah, but I mean, your
skip it.
sheets at home are going to get disgusting
I'm
if you're.
with you.
But do not get in the bed.
I wash every time I work out. I wash.
They sleep
so.
in straw in France.
The first thing that you.
Very comfortable. Have you done it?
First thing I do if I get off the treadmill is I just go right in and take a quick shower. Why would I want to sit around with this stuff on me?
AI says that.
Oh my goodness. Gaining weight, not taking showers. As I said, if it's okay with Joe, it's okay with all of us. And you're a good person, Autumn, and I love you.
Because it was not me. It was a French person.
Yeah, I know the person behind the French person.
No, she's not here.
Alex Williams says there's a big jam on 75 in Marietta.
All due to this travel advisory crash involving at least one tractor trailer, also an RV. Just the right lane is open. 75 southbound North Marietta Parkway, exit 265. Already slowing in Kennesaw back toward Barrett Parkway. Highway 41 Cobb Parkway is going to be the best alternate to avoid that. We've also been dealing with the crash in Forsyth County, 400 northbound, Highway 141 Peachtree Parkway, exit 13. That one is in the right lane, slowing the ride out of Alpharetta. How's the ride on I-20, Sydney Darden?
Well, it's not as bad as, other places. Still really slow I-20 westbound as you merge on from 285 there over on the west side. You're really feeling the pinch around exit 44 to Thornton Road. Over on the east side, again, only a little slow around exit 68 I-20 westbound Wesley Chapel as you make your way from Stonecrest approaching 285. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Time changes, season changes. March is a busy month. Dave Baker here for Coolray. Now is the perfect time to get your heating and cooling system tuned up. Coolray will tune up your system for just $79 or get up to $2,250 in rebates on a new Carrier heating and cooling system that comes with the lifetime parts and labor warranty. Simply schedule your appointment online today at Coolray.com. Just pick the time and day that works best for you. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
EMC Security.
Meet EMC Security's hero of the home.
After some break-ins in my neighborhood, it got me thinking about my family's security. A friend recommended EMC Security, so I called them. Now I have peace of mind that my family is safe without having to sign a long-term contract.
Way to go, Sarah. Be the hero of your home with no contracts, fast and reliable monitoring, and rates as low as $16.95.
EMC Security. Smart protection for a safer tomorrow.
After a stormy weekend, you may need My Roofer, FGA Roofing. This is Scott Slade. They can respond within 24 hours to assess any damage to your roof and assist in documenting what your insurance company needs to know. Just search FGA Roofing. That's FGA Roofing.
Remember that first paycheck when you started working all those years ago? You looked at the net amount and thought, whoa, what happened here? Ah, the joy of taxes. It could be this way with your retirement accounts. You know how much you've saved, but if you haven't planned for Uncle Sam, you could come up short in retirement. With tax laws constantly changing, there's a lot you need to know to make sure you're not paying more than your fair share. Financial advisor Mark Lloyd and the Lloyd Advisory Group can help you create a plan that shows you how taxes could affect you now and in the future. Set up your tax strategy session with Mark and the team at the Lloyd Advisory Group now. Call 770-766-5611. That's 770-766-5611. Make sure you know how these changes could affect you so you can avoid some of those whoa moments in retirement. Call 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services offered through Lloyd Advisory Group. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Septic systems are not a do-it-yourself project. You need an expert. Hi, I'm Shannon, owner of Scorpion Septic. We're Dave Baker's septic experts on the Home Fix-It Show. My licensed and insured team specialize in solving your septic problems on the spot.
Take the sting out of septic service with Scorpion Septic, where there is never a pump-out charge with your repair. Details online.
ScorpionSepticServices.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's news and talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top story. It is a WSB Money Update. The cost of borrowing remains unchanged as the Federal Reserve today holds the line on a key interest rate.
The Federal Reserve still may cut rates twice this year, and it expects the economy to grow more slowly this year and next than it did 3 months ago. Fed Chair Jerome Powell.
At today's meeting, the committee decided to maintain the target range for the federal funds rate at 4.25% to 4.5%.
Economists have warned that the Trump administration's aggressive trade policies, including steep tariffs on Canada and Mexico scheduled to take effect next month, could boost inflation and weigh on economic activity. Matt Piper, CBS News.
On Wall Street today, stocks rally. The Dow finishing the day up 383 points. S&P and NASDAQ both gaining more than 1%. A potential trade war with Mexico could be devastating to businesses in Georgia. The country's top diplomat to the southeast says Mexico is the second largest buyer of goods from Georgia.
What does Georgia sell to Mexico? I tell you, yeah, we buy peaches, but it's not really peaches. It's electronic machinery. It is turbojet parts, turbo propellers, aircraft parts.
Consul General Javier Diaz de Leon says right now trade between the U.S. and Mexico is $840 billion. 80 degrees in Atlanta. When does rain arrive, and how much will a cold front bring down our temperatures? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Big changes are coming to Midtown Atlanta. Vacant property on 14th Street is under contract to be purchased by Midtown Alliance, and the plan is to create a new green space there.
It's the first time we've ever done anything like this. It's the largest remaining undeveloped parcel in one of the fastest urban districts in the country, and we are very excited.
Kevin Green, president of the Midtown Alliance, says they expect to close on the deal in May. Gwinnett police look to the public for help solving a fatal hit-and-run case during the height of Hurricane Helene.
24-year-old Mika Woodard of Sandy Springs was walking on the shoulder of Georgia 316 early on the morning of September 27th when she was hit and killed by a driver.
It was right during Hurricane Helene was impacting Georgia. So the weather was real bad.
Corporal Juan Marieto says they followed up on leads, but they need help.
We're asking anyone out there that might have seen something or knows something to please come forward.
Anyone with info can contact the agency or Crime Stoppers. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
A registered sex offender is sentenced to 15 years after pleading guilty to taking upskirt photos of women in Metro Atlanta. 50-year-old Jesse Kirk of Lithonia used his cell phone to video women without them knowing it. The first incident happened at the Costco in Brookhaven in July of 2019. There was a similar incident in 2023 at a Target store in Noonan. President Trump says they are very much on track to putting an end to the Russia-Ukraine war. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the president's call today to Ukrainian President Zelensky is another step forward.
The two leaders also agreed on a partial ceasefire against energy. Technical teams will meet in Saudi Arabia in the coming days to discuss broadening the ceasefire to the Black Sea, on the way to a full ceasefire.
President Trump spoke with Zelensky for about an hour today and says it was a very good call. It comes a day after his call with Russian President Putin. Kennesaw State University breaks ground today on a new residence hall.
The Summit 2 Residence Hall will house 462 students, mostly freshmen on the Kennesaw campus. The nearly 97,000 square foot dorm will be a mix of single and double bedroom suites, along with community areas and study spaces. It's set to open ahead of the fall 2026 semester, adjacent to the Summit 1, which began housing students 3 years ago.
WSB Cheryl Castro reports the new residence hall will raise the number of student beds to more than 6,300 across KSU's Kennesaw and Marietta campuses. Scotty Scheffler announces his menu for the Masters Champions Dinner at Augusta National, and it's similar to what he had in 2023 with just a few changes. A new appetizer this year are Papa Chef's meatball and ravioli bites, inspired by his cooking accident earlier this year. The main course, wood fire cowboy ribeye or blackened redfish. For dessert, warm chocolate chip skillet cookie with vanilla bean ice cream. Sounds pretty good. Right now it is 4:34 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather, and triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Big jam out of Kennesaw into Marietta heading 75 southbound. That is all due to a crash. Travel advisory, just a right lane open 75 southbound North Marietta Parkway, exit number 265. That means using Highway 41 Cobb Parkway as an alternate. 400 northbound, you're on the brake lights in Sandy Springs leaving 285, breaking free before Northridge, exit 6. Then you slow again right around Old Milton Parkway as you head up to Forsyth County. Crash working partially in the right lane, 400 northbound Highway 141 Peachtree Parkway, exit number 13. How's the ride on I-85 up toward Gwinnett County, Sydney Darden?
It's a slow one. All directions in Spaghetti Junction jammed up per usual, but once you get off I-85 northbound, a really slow crawl past exit 99 and Jimmy Carter Boulevard, the real issues come in. Once you hit that 85-316 split, you're really going to start slowing down 85 northbound near Sugarloaf Parkway until you get to exit 111 near Lawrenceville Swanee Road, and the brakes free a little bit. But then if you're on 985, something is slowing you down, possibly even blocking a lane. I-985 southbound as you merge on there from exit 8 Highway 347. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Fair skies and warm this evening, but after midnight, rain showers return. These are associated with a cold front that will knock our daytime highs down to the upper 40s, low 50s for tomorrow afternoon. Colder still by Friday morning with a low near 32. Friday afternoon, sunny skies, high 63.
80 in Lilburn, 80 in McDonough, and 77 in Kennesaw. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
When your termite bond renewal comes in the mail, do you cringe wondering, how much more are they going to charge me now? Switch to Breda Pest Management and your termite rate is locked in for 10 years. Hey, it's Mark Aram here. If your termite service doesn't inspect inside, how do you know you're protected? With Breda, you get total peace of mind that your home is termite-free inside and out, and your termite rate is locked in for 10 full years.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Get back on your feet, medical bills paid, and your case resolved. SteelHorseLaw.com.
Has your driveway, sidewalk, or patio cracked and become uneven? AquaGuard Foundation Solutions can fix it. Simply book your appointment online at aquaguard.net, and AquaGuard will quickly and expertly get it back in shape. Concrete issues? Remember, AquaGuard.
I think I mentioned this yesterday or since I've been back from my great trip to Dayton, Ohio. I'm a jet setter now.
Beautiful Dayton.
Oh, yeah. But Dr. Joe's here, so I will repeat myself. Besides, I'm a radio host. We're encouraged to repeat ourselves.
Yeah, because not everybody's listening the whole time.
You got to reset the topic, Dr. Joe.
Right.
Got to reset the topic.
Every 2 seconds.
So I mentioned this before, I'm sure, but my niece is becoming a doctor. Her father's a doctor. We were talking over the weekend. She's still studying, and she's still in school. And so I was going over a couple of the books and stuff, reading some stuff out loud. She was finishing it. She was very smart and knew everything. Got her to explain certain things, within the diagnoses and the things that the book was saying. And we got in a conversation about overall health. And what she told me was, from what she's learned, basically, do everything you can to avoid diabetes.
Yes, keep the blood sugar low and the insulin low. And heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, all of that is related to high blood sugar.
I mean, we're all going to get sick and something's going to happen. But the what we call it, the things that require therapeutic and palliative care as you get older and that become real problems and turn into some really terrible things. But you told me awful things that can happen under diabetes.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's, I think if you agree with it, I think that's something that people need to know. Just do everything you can to avoid diabetes, and you're going to miss out on a great deal, at least, of these uncomfortable things that happen to people as they age. So you're giving that the thumbs up.
It's a shame she's married. See, there you go.
Yeah.
It's a bummer, man. All the good ones
She's
are
married to a very funny guy, too.
No, I can't compete with that.
No,
there's no
and
way.
he's funny in a second language.
Yeah, guys.
So if he's that funny in a second language, I have to assume he's more humorous than me in his original.
I think you have a little man crush on him, too.
Yeah, he's a great guy. When you find some,
What's the sonnets?
You don't. He's dark-haired, so it doesn't fit the sonnets. So the sonnets are fair-haired boy, dark-haired lady.
Yeah.
By the way, when I've gotten to the sonnets lately, I mean, it's just come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
No wonder he's being canceled.
Sonnets to a twink. That's what they should be called. They're fantastic, though. I mean, they're amazing. They are amazing. But nobody's going to tell me that this guy, I mean, getting into sonnets now where, although you're there, you're in my heart, and so you're actually in both places, but just being in my heart, then it's not enough because I can't see you. But they're great. They're great. I mean, as far as literature, literarily.
Retro.
Yes.
You love the storytelling.
I'm getting kind of turned on by the whole. I think I'm coming to the end of the ones to the. I think as I'm at like almost 40 now, I think only the first 55 or something like that, if I'm right. And then it switches over to the.
Does the boy finally just get up and walk out the house?
Well, he's not there. You see, he's all over. And then the boy, it's not a little, I don't think. He's somebody who's of age. He's telling him he should get married. But he's probably like 19 or 20 or something like that. But no, then I told you that at some point the boy starts having sex with Shakespeare's mistress.
What a dummy.
Yeah, well,
he's a jerk, I think.
No, he doesn't say he's not a
Maybe
jerk.
Shakespeare liked it.
Yeah, the original
No.
cuck.
Huh?
The original cuck.
Yeah,
He wrote that story, didn't he? The cuckoo?
Yeah, did he? I don't know.
Yes, I think so.
No, get
That's
out of
about
here.
him.
Get out of here. I never heard of the cuckoo by William Shakespeare. He wrote a lot of things. I don't think he ever wrote anything like that.
William Cuckspear.
Dear Penthouse, you're not going to believe this.
Dearest thy Penthouse.
It's always like, I have you in my heart, the poet has you, but it's not like having you. That's really what I'm getting. You live in my heart, but that's not enough.
Shakespeare did write about the cuckoo.
Oh, the cuckoo, not the cuckoo.
No, but
big
that's
difference.
Well, that's where it comes
called
from.
the cuckoo.
Several of his works in his time, the cuckoo bird was a well-known symbol, often tied to spring and the idea of cuckoldry.
Hey, hold on a second. Wait, this is in an unrelated item. Oh, I'm sorry, Autumn. We're having cuts. You're out.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, you were right, but you're gone. You're
The
also
boobs are getting too right about stuff.
Yeah, pipe down, boobs.
Autumn, that's a
Pipe down,
naturalistic
boobs.
observation.
It is. Always is.
God, it feels good to be right about stuff.
Yeah, there's a first for everything. I
Yeah.
guess.
That's not true because I was right before about stuff.
We don't remember that.
I love you too.
Oh.
Let's settle down into some real Wellness Wednesday.
Yeah, come on, this is serious stuff here. From the health and wellness section.
Yes. Health and
My boobs
wellness.
have high blood pressure.
You have high blood pressure?
I have high cholesterol.
Oh, come on. Did you just hear what I just said? Did you just hear what I just said?
Listening.
You never are. But
No, I have high blood pressure. I'm sorry. I have high cholesterol, but I have high good cholesterol also. So it's kind of like evening that out.
Yeah.
But I am, trying to
listen.
do a better job.
Did you just hear what I just said? Just do everything you can to avoid diabetes.
Right.
I'm not going to get diabetes.
No, you're gonna get diabetes if you don't try to not get diabetes.
I'll try. I'm doing pretty good. I eat a lot of healthy things.
I'm looking at my Gmail here. Can I just say something to Southwest Airlines? Just because I'm flying next week on your plane, I don't want an email every day.
No,
About,
you have to check
checking
in
your
early.
email during the
No,
show?
it's not that kind of thing.
Wow.
It's all just like, hey, you want to go fly somewhere else? I haven't even flown next week. Every day. So hey, $43. You can go to Utah. I don't want to go to Utah.
Can't come back. You just can't go. It's basing it off of your online profile. Like, yeah, this guy might want to go to Utah.
No, I made the mistake of saying yes, send me emails because I thought all they were going to send me. Thought all they were going to send me was it's time to your boarding pass.
Yeah, like confirmation stuff.
Yeah. But no, they got a deal every damn day. Now I found out my buddy Stefan's not flying back with me. So just to follow him and ride with him, I got the crappiest seat in the
You keep saying it's the app, but it's based on your check-in time. Check in 24 hours, you'll get a good seat.
Basically, I'm in the plane's pooper.
Yeah, you keep saying that. Door
And
opens.
and
Guys zip it up.
and Stefan's like, I'm not going to take that plane back. Hey, if you're listening, Stefan, I would have bought myself, I don't know, business class, maybe first class if I was in the mood.
Yeah.
On a journey like that. Now I'm flying back. Probably people sitting next to me with chickens in cages.
Alan Alda.
I don't have my friend to make fun.
baby.
It was a baby. You know what that's a reference to, Dr.
I
Joe?
didn't get that, no.
That's what that was it the very end? It was the
Goodbye,
very
farewell, amen.
Oh, right.
of
Okay.
MASH.
Yes. I cried.
The whole time. Did you?
I cried.
I cried because I thought it was going to be good.
Oh. I'm sorry, it was such a letdown for you guys. We didn't have the internet then. It was nice.
It was a baby. Now the next line is,
She smothered her own baby.
Oh, yes.
Now we're making some progress.
No, he goes, I can't believe you made me remember that, you son of a bitch. Now we're halfway home.
Wow.
I think we spoiled it for people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a chicken.
Sorry.
It wasn't a chicken.
Then there's Aftermath. You can watch that.
Oh, what a wonderful show. It was better once they came back to the States.
Yeah.
And worked in a hospital.
Yeah, it was just the three people that no one really liked a lot.
Why would anybody's like, okay, it's coming to an end, but that kind of happens with all sitcoms, right? Like two people in the sitcom are going to get their own sitcom.
Like Joey
one more
that fail.
time.
From Friends, Joey. No, like Frasier, that was actually successful.
Yes, it was. That's a successful spin-off.
Mm-hmm.
You want to give us a headline before we go to the traffic, and then we'll come back and resolve it on
I'm going
Wellness
to stay all
Wednesday?
night. I got too much to cover.
I feel like this is important because it is from the health.
You got pickleball. Looking,
I can be late. I
don't be late for pickleball.
This is more important. From the health and wellness section of USA Today, people are paying thousands of dollars to go under anesthesia for tattoos, and doctors have concerns.
We will discuss that when right now I have to vamp because Jared Yamamoto did not write the instructions.
Alex Williams.
As a matter of fact, I'm
I
just
bet
going
you
to
there's traffic somewhere.
There's traffic, and I'm going to let Jared tell you all about it.
Well, Alex Williams says it's a brake light battle through downtown.
We are watching them sitting in that slow traffic right now, Jared and Eric. It is starting on 400 southbound in Buckhead, back at Lennox Road. The rides stay slow as you make that transition from 400 south to 85 south. 75 south jams in right around Howell Mill. No relief till you get down to I-20. Northbound delays, 75, 85 slow from Highway 166, Langford Parkway up to Peachtree Pine Street. Travel advisory continues in Marietta. Crash 75 southbound, North Marietta Parkway, exit 265, only a right lane open. That slows 75 and 575 both from Barrett Parkway. Use Highway 41 Cobb Parkway. Checking the ride, circling the city along I-285. Sydney Darden.
And it's really slow, particularly in Sandy Springs. I-285 westbound on the outer loop, right around exit 25 to Roswell Road is where you're really feeling the pinch as you leave as you leave Peachtree Industrial, making your way on towards Cobb County. This report is sponsored by your Atlanta Braves. Your Braves are back. Don't miss the opening homestand at Truist Park April 4th through the 10th. Visit braves.com/promos to see all the fun and purchase your tickets. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Topical. Basically, the text of the email reads like this.
Local.
Someone bought a car with my credit, and someone tried to file a tax return.
Mark Aram.
I'm a simple man with simple needs.
Tomorrow at 9 a.m.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Dramatically improve the look of your home and make your neighbors say wow with a new garage door. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. Replace that ugly, outdated garage door with a beautiful, modern, energy-efficient door that will add to your home's value and curb appeal. At All Four Seasons, we offer fast service, affordable prices, and a huge selection of styles, colors, and custom features. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
At Shane Company, we make finding your perfect engagement ring fun and easy.
Because let's be honest, you might feel a little stressed out. We get it. That's why we do all the hard stuff. It's our job to bring you the biggest selection of beautiful diamonds and colorful gemstones, so many amazing settings, and all the customization your heart desires. We've got your style and your price range covered, and we're here to guide you every step of the way. Come in for a warm welcome and leave with your dream ring and an experience you'll never forget. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Dave Baker here for Artisan Custom Closet. Spring cleaning? Not a fan. However, ever since I had Artisan Custom Closets help me redesign my bedroom closet, spring cleaning has gotten a whole lot easier. See, Artisan helped me to design an affordable, luxurious closet system tailored to my needs. Every project they do is installed by an Artisan professional, generally in under a day. Schedule your free design consultation with the master designer at artisancustomclosets.com. P.S. They did my garage too. I love it.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. But don't just take our word for it. Here's Jackie and Veronica, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Just call or click to see how much you can save today. Because when it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com. That's 1-888-FREEDOM or consumercellular.com today. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Dr. Joe?
Still here.
Go ahead and tell people how to get more Dr. Joe.
Oh, Sunday nights, 8 to 10, Dr. Joe. We have the Dr. Joe show. It's a great show. Second best show on the air.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take
Mark,
your
you
word
got
for
Mark
it.
Aram, and then you got...
And then there's little old doctrines.
Yeah. And if you have any health questions, you want to make an appointment, or you can go to my website, drjoe.com. We have over 4,000 hours of content on that website.
That is awesome. I've watched every single
He
hour.
does. I'm your biggest fan.
So the headline was about people getting tattoos going under anesthetics.
Yes.
And
And doctors have
surprisingly,
concerns.
Well, of course you should, because there's always a danger with anesthesia, and you should only do it when you have to do it, right?
And they're saying, too, that some people are doing this like these, it's back alley tattoos, and they're having somebody goes, oh, I know anesthesia, don't worry about it. And they,
That's not really no. Is this like back alley?
Well, I don't know. I
hope it's sanitary.
I had
basement.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, or do you just mean low budget?
No, actually, like the anesthesiologist might have worked in anesthesiology at some time and says,
Right.
oh, I'll put you under,
But
don't worry
my
about
my
it.
point is, you're confusing me, because when I was like 15, 16, 17, I had friends that would do homemade tattoos, and I've seen
Oh, I
people
see. Yeah.
do that thing with I've seen it being done. The tattoos don't come out very good,
right?
But it does.
That dull blue one that
Yeah,
they would do?
yeah. And this is like the early 80s or something
Right.
when this is going on. You're not talking about that kind of thing. You're just saying kind of a low rent operation.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
And like some anesthesiologists will just say, well, I'll just do this on the side, pay me cash. And I've seen this, they go to people's houses, and they'll do like a face peel. And everybody
Yeah.
gives me $500 cash, and I'll do a face peel for a bunch of people, like a Tupperware party.
Right.
And it's like, it's not the safest place to do that stuff.
Right.
And that's what they're saying here, too. If you're going to go under anesthesia in a tattoo parlor, may not be the best
It's
place
a
to do
big
it.
deal. Going
Yes.
on, people take it for granted.
Yeah.
You are gone. Anesthesia is one of the strangest things to experience. Have you ever been under it, Jared? Have you ever-
Absolutely. I get my wisdom teeth
Yeah,
taken out.
it's like blinking.
Yeah, I mean, you just are gone.
Right.
And if you get to, and the reason I have a tracheotomy scar is because they gave me, I was 9 years old, and they gave me too much anesthesia,
Yeah.
and it could have killed me. I mean, they rushed me to the hospital, and I lived.
Right.
Can you imagine? No von
Thank
Hessler
God.
doctrine.
God, Jared would be up there where you are right now.
There would have been no regular guys, no
Yeah.
von Hessler doctrine.
What would have happened?
My goodness.
I
What
would
would be
be-
happening here right now? Where would Tim Andrews
I don't know.
be?
Tim might be a millionaire because of that, though.
I highly doubt it.
Yeah, Tim probably would have gone on to be a millionaire. Autumn would have.
We'd live in Pottersville.
Yeah, exactly.
And Autumn would work at the library.
Not the library.
Not the library.
Kanye West's mother had a cosmetic thing done
Sure.
and died from the anesthesia.
Joan
They
Rivers, right, yeah.
Should
Uh-huh.
not be,
No, it's not taken
going
like-
under unless you have Michael Jackson, who decided to use it as a
sleep
as a
aid.
sleeping aid. This is not. I think the best way to think about this is you you take anesthesia when you have to.
Yes, there's
Where
no other
it's
choice.
just there's just no other choice. There's things going on. The doctors need to get in there.
Studies are
but
coming
as
out.
far as cosmetically
Yeah.
or
Tattooish.
I just don't touch it. It's not worth it.
Get over it. A
Yeah.
tattoo.
Yeah.
Why do you need anesthesia for that?
Kind of badass to be a tattoo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
right.
get a tattoo.
Yeah, Jared, yeah. I mean, these aren't bikers.
Yeah.
These are like CEOs that decide
Yeah.
I gotta be
I'm
hip.
scared.
Oh, it sorta hurts. And a lot of
Yeah.
the inks now they're linking to certain types of cancer. Red ink causes one cancer, blue ink causes another cancer. So it's probably not the best thing to do.
Well, let me just say this.
And it's filthy.
The sun causes
Yes,
cancer.
causes cancer. Yes.
So it's a matter of how much.
But you can
and-
get out of the sun. You can't get out of a tattoo.
My understanding is the only reason that tattoos work is that so when the ink goes in, the body doesn't really understand what's going on and doesn't really have a way to wash it out.
Right.
So it just cordons it off.
Under
and
the
then
skin.
under
right.
this, and nothing had it's just made so that you're not going to go anywhere.
And if you have it removed, they drive it further into the body, which is
Is that what
worse.
happens?
Yeah.
Is that what
Well, and
happens?
yeah, because if you get a tattoo and it's in past the second layer of the epidermis, then that's when they blow out.
What do you mean
Because
blow
it's
out?
too far in. Like you know how like you'll get a tattoo and it'll be clean for a long time, but
Right.
then eventually it'll get like all blurry.
How are yours doing?
They're doing pretty
How's
good.
that little the little flower thing going?
It's great. The flowers look beautiful.
It's not getting blurry, so you're all right.
No, it's looking good, I think.
Eric Von Hessler a long time ago. Yeah, that looks great, but my advice is stop there.
Yeah, right. Don't let it end up
Because
in-
back then, all the women were getting sleeves, and I was
yeah.
like, oh, Autumn's gonna get a sleeve. And
Oh yeah.
but hey, I know many people with tattoos. They are wonderful people. This is not a judgment
That's
on
right.
human.
I
We're
like
just
looking at
having
them.
a discussion about things. Everybody, just take your seats. Von Hessler loves everybody. Alex Williams says it's still a bad ride downtown.
Yeah, plenty of brake lights. Don't see it improving anytime soon. About a half hour out of Buckhead as you make that commute down to I-20. Northbound, you're jammed in from Highway 166 Langford Parkway up toward Peach Street, Pine Street. No crashes in the way, just all the brake lights right in front of you and behind you. Now coming out of Kennesaw, there's that travel advisory in place. 75 southbound North Marietta Parkway, exit 265. Crash leaves only a right lane open. Highway 41 Cobb Parkway, your best bet to avoid that. We found trouble down on the south side, Sydney Darden.
Yep, it's a stalled vehicle. I-75 southbound near Central Avenue, exit 239 is sitting there in one center lane and causing you delays as you are headed towards the airport. Also on the south side, we're slow leaving Locust Grove to I-75 northbound near exit 212 to Bill Gardner. That's going to have you on and off the brakes as you make your way through McDonough on your way towards 285. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
You work hard, and when the job's been hard on you and you get hurt, you need the strong arm. John Foy and Associates. Smiler Mark McKay here. His team of experienced attorneys specialize in fighting for injured workers with zero upfront costs. JohnFoy.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
There's a hidden tax costing hardworking Georgians over $5,000 every year. Governor Kemp's tort reform legislation will end this tax and lower costs for families. It will also protect victims. Listen to Governor Kemp.
The bill that I will sign is not going to keep anyone in this state from receiving the justice that they deserve.
Ensuring our justice system is fair and accessible and lowering costs for us. Tell Georgia's lawmakers, stand with Governor Kemp and pass tort reform. Paid for by Protecting American Consumers Together.
It's your money. Get it sooner. All you need is direct deposit with a checking or savings account at Coosa Valley Credit Union. This is Andy Harris, president of Coosa Valley Credit Union. Not only can you get your money sooner, but we believe in kinder banking where you deal with real people in person. So come see us.
Hey everyone, this is Belinda, and spring is right around the corner, thank goodness. And pests like termites, ants, and roaches will be out in force. So now is the perfect time to call Arrow Exterminators. Did you know that termites cause over $5 billion in property damage each year? The startling fact is this damage is rarely covered by homeowners insurance. You can protect your home and business with the Centricon system with Always Active. Centricon eliminates the entire colony, so you can stop a termite invasion before it even begins. Arrow Exterminators uses the most effective and environmentally friendly solutions available. Just ask Ken, who treated my home. Arrow Exterminators has been family owned for over 61 years and offers a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. Schedule your free pest inspection today by calling 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com and tell them Belinda sent you.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches, like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 35% off. Plus, kids sail free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top local story, a warning today from Mexico's top diplomat to the southeast on how a potential trade war will impact businesses here in Georgia.
Right now, trade between the U.S. and Mexico is $840 billion. Consul General Javier Diaz de Leon says Georgia is a crucial part of that.
Mexico is the second trade partner of Georgia in the world. Mexico is the second buyer of Georgia goods in the world. Only Canada buys more goods from Georgia than Mexico.
Federal numbers show last year Georgia exported $6.4 billion in goods to Mexico. 25% tariffs from the U.S. on most goods are set to go into effect April 2nd, barring another pause. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
And tariffs are one factor impacting today's Fed decision on interest rates.
The Federal Reserve today voted to keep interest rates unchanged, but because of uncertainty caused by President Trump's trade and other policy changes, now expects the economy to grow more slowly, for unemployment to rise, and for inflation to move higher, at least temporarily. But Fed Chair Jerome Powell also said the odds of a recession are not high and said policymakers still plan to lower rates 2 times this year.
Bloomberg's Tom Busby reports Wall Street likes hearing that. The Dow finishes the day up 383 points. NASDAQ and S&P jumping more than 1% on the day. It is 80 degrees in Atlanta, but a cold front pushing through tonight. How cold does it get after morning rain? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Georgia's Supreme Court hears arguments today from Republican groups in a case that will determine election rules in the state.
The Republicans dispute that the state election board, in a power grab, made election rules which violate state law. But Georgia's Supreme Court Justice Andrew Pinson says
it's not just discretion, it's discretion that looks a lot like sort of setting up their own sort of mini set of laws.
The GOP also argues the law doesn't support this challenge because nobody can prove they've been harmed by the rules. Plaintiffs counter, the community is harmed, so they do have the right to oppose them. And attorney Teresa Lee adds there's no way to do that hand count legally.
Quite simply, that rule directly conflicts with the election code.
Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
The brother of the man convicted of killing Laken Riley is sentenced to 2 years in federal prison for having fake green cards. Diego Ibarra pleaded guilty to 2 counts of possession of fraudulent documents. A Homeland Security learned that Ibarra was undocumented in the U.S. While investigating Riley's murder in February of 2024, his brother was convicted of murder last November. It is not clear when Diego Ibarra will be deported. Big plans in the works for the remaining undeveloped tract of land in Midtown Atlanta, but not for another office or condo tower.
In a first-of-its-kind deal in Georgia, the Midtown Improvement District is buying 4 acres of land to dedicate for public use. Midtown Alliance President Kevin Green says public input will explore the many design options.
We launched a community survey, and we're asking them if they were to enter this space, what would make them say wow and really mean it.
Midtown has seen explosive growth in the last 20 years, but multiple failed ventures on this site meant it was available for purchase. Green says they hope to move quickly and be under construction within 2 years of the May closing date. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
The astronaut stuck in space for 9 months will visit the White House. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams will meet with President Trump in the Oval Office once they have recovered. Getting accepted into the University of Georgia keeps getting more difficult.
The university says it received almost 48,000 applications for the class of 2029, up almost 5,000 from the year before and a new record. Almost 16,000 students were accepted for the upcoming fall semester, making the acceptance rate 33%. About 80% of those accepted are in-state students, representing 154 of Georgia's 159 counties. Biology tops the list of intended majors for the class. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
It is now 5:04, and the Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, triple team traffic, and here is Alex Williams.
What a mess out of Kennesaw into Marietta this afternoon, Bill. It's all due to this crash involving a tractor trailer, an RV, and a few other cars. Only the right lane open. 75 southbound, North Marietta Parkway, exit 265. That's slowing 75 south from Chastain Road as 575 jams in right at Bear Parkway. Highway 41 Cobb Parkway will get you around that. 400 northbound, we're still seeing the brake lights out of Alpharetta into Cumming from Old Milton Parkway. As you make your way up to Highway 141 Peachtree Parkway, crash cleared out of the roadway there. 85 northbound, about 17 minutes from 285 as you make your way up toward Pleasant Hill. Secondary slow zone from Sugarloaf Parkway up to I-985. Watching the brake lights circling the city on I-285. Sydney Darden.
Boy, do I feel bad for people on the east side of the city. 285 southbound on the inner loop leaving Spaghetti Junction. It is really, really, really slow. Looking at least a 20-minute ride to get you all the way from Spaghetti Junction down towards Covington Highway. Probably a little bit more. Elsewhere, I-285 westbound on the outer loop, you're going to be on those brake pedals around exit 25, leaving Sandy Springs to Roswell Road and making your way into Cobb County. And off once you get to Cobb County, you're still going to be pretty slow. 285 southbound on the outer loop near exit 15 to South Cobb Drive as you try to get to I-20 from the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official plumber of Atlanta Homes. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Fair skies and warm for the ride home today. Sunset around 7:45. Temperatures will be in the mid-70s at that time. But after midnight, a cold front pushing through the metro region will spark up scattered rain showers for the morning commute. Behind the rain, chilly air moving in. Tomorrow's highs will be limited to the upper 40s, low 50s. Continuing to drop down to the low 30s by Friday morning, so a frozen start to the day. Friday afternoon, sunny but cool, high 63. Saturday and Sunday, partly cloudy skies, morning lows in the 40s, daytime highs in the 70s.
77 in Sandy Springs, 78 Austell, 79 in Peachtree City. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
It's here, hour 3 of the Von Hessler Doctrine. Starts right now. All right, we have Greg Russ, and we got some things to take care of here. And I don't want to take care of them without Greg Russ. So let's bring him in, and then I will. I don't know. It seems like these open mics are always very hostile toward the host, which I don't really understand. I don't get that. I think of the audience as my friends.
Well, it could be Jared Berry's the ones that are pro Eric Von Hessler.
Well, we don't want to hear all that all the time either. Oh, you're wonderful.
Well, on some issues, you get ones that are just like, oh, Eric, you're so wonderful. But then you get ones that are like, he's so wrong and I hate him so much. So I went away from those ones and got some unique ones.
We can toss in every once in a
Yeah.
while. Hey, let's do this.
He likes to stir
a
things.
misanthrope. Hey,
He has
shut
a
up. You
dark
haven't been
heart.
in
And he needs a good psychiatrist.
Hey, shut up.
He already knows.
Shut.
It's Greg Russ with stories Wednesday from Studio edition. B1.
Wednesday edition.
Pipe down, boobs.
Hey, that's mine.
Ooh, look at that. Very mustachy today. It's Greg Russ.
The mustache. I just shaved it. Like honestly, 5 minutes ago.
Oh wow, yeah. I don't know what to think. Is it you're kind of like a slightly heavier Timothy Chalamet? Right?
Going bowling later.
Slightly. I mean Chalamet's skin and bones.
Greg, it looks slightly longer on the left side than on the right side, at least from my angle.
I think that's a shadow.
It's the light.
Yeah, it's a shadow.
Mike Stivic.
Yeah.
He doesn't know who Mike Stivic is. You know who Mike Stivic is, Greg?
Oh, I didn't hear Tim say that. No. Who's Mike Stivic?
Mike Stivic is Archie Bunker's son-in-law.
Rob Reiner.
Rob Reiner. Now you know.
Now I know.
Now you know. All right, you want to help? You want to just do your thing while you're here, or do you want to help me through battling these open micers?
We can listen to him. I know that Jared cherry picks. He likes to stir things. His whole thing.
He steers it up.
He goes home and he says, "Did I get a rise out of Eric today? No, I didn't do a good job."
Incorrect. I try to find the most unique open mics. If we get a bunch that are all saying the same thing, why would I grab them? I'm going to get the ones that stand out from the crowd.
But people, I just don't. I know that people are not hearing what I'm saying, and I have to recognize. I have to say to myself, Eric, you just signed for 3 years. Don't get angry with the audience.
Because they're stuck with you no matter what.
They're stuck with me. And we're going to work it out. And Eric von Hassler, he tends to be a little bit ahead of the zeitgeist at the time. For instance, today, I think it was in USA Today, I saw, I think it was an opinion page thing, but it was like basically everything that I've been saying about Ukraine since before Putin.
It was in The Hill. You're right.
The Hill.
Yeah.
And basically saying.
The Hill's come around. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, more than that, basically saying that it's not correct to say that it was unprovoked and laying the things out. Now, here's what people don't understand. Again, with not being, just because you say that doesn't mean that it was a green flag and it was the right thing to do to invade. But once you remove the propaganda and you look at what happened, it is impossible to truly say that it was unprovoked. Everything went down in a certain way, and that was not the way that it was explained to you. And isn't that how it always happens? With, I don't even call it a war, a proxy war. Let's call it what it is, a foreign entanglement, a war of choice, yet again, by the neocons and the intelligence agencies. And it doesn't mean that Putin doesn't have blame. He has plenty of blame. But that doesn't change the fact that you were lied to and told that this was, anyway, go find the opinion piece in The Hill. I was stunned. And I thought, well, there he is, Eric Hessler again.
How long of a read was it?
Not too long. It's The Hill.
Can AI summarize it for me? So
I'm sure it can.
Okay.
And through
I
AI,
really feel like reading something.
Yeah.
Copy and paste and put in Grok.
TLDR. I know. I understand, but it just if I was Shelby Foote, I'd say it tickled me. It tickled me.
It tickled me that finally America came around and was honest with its citizens about what happened in the Ukraine.
This is not about that, but it's the same kind of thing, right? Where I was saying, basically, I am in favor of the concept of what Doge is doing because we're $37 trillion in debt and we couldn't keep going. And once we get through all of this, it will be good in a couple of years to have shed, I don't know, 400,000 people off of the government payrolls with the pensions and everything. This is something that needs to be done. It's ugly. It doesn't feel good, but I'm willing to stick through it. The thing that I'm not willing to stick through on this or immigration with the Venezuelans, any of it, is you cannot defy court orders. Now, it has not, and this is what I want to say. There's a process in this country, and you need to understand this. Basically, on average, the lower courts in the nation are more liberal. As you go up the chain in appeals and get to the higher courts, ultimately the Supreme Court, it gets more conservative. And the President of the United States always gets these cases expedited because the nation needs to know, needs to have clarity. So it doesn't take 4 years to go through the courts on all of these. These cases get expedited. If we're turning around something that's been costing too much for 40 years or whatever, there's no problem waiting 2 more weeks or 3 more weeks to go through the proper channels. And properly, if a lower court says you got to stop doing this, then you appeal it. And you're the president. So everything's going to be expedited up. Supreme Court's not going to refuse to see a case having to do with the President of the United States and what authority the president has. And ultimately, the makeup of the courts as you move up are on Trump's side. And he's likely to win, I would say, the majority of these. But it is very important that we go through the process as it is constitutionally laid out. And you just can't say, just so you can get somewhere 3 weeks earlier. And now, they're continuing to call out these judges. What do they want? What do they want? Basically, we're just supposed to take Trump's word for it. He'll tell you who the bad judges are, and you'll just believe him. This is what you called a check against power. Because every judge that says you got to, here's an injunction or you got to pause this while we look at it, they're being, this is a judge trying to be the president and that does. No, it's a judge who's annoying you, and it's a judge who's slowing down what you want to do. just exactly the way the founders wanted it to be, especially when you're doing things that are radical. Now, there's good radical, there's bad radical. I think a lot of what Doge is doing is good radical. I think getting gang members out of the country is a good idea. The way he's doing it, though, could be considered radical. The way that the Constitution works is the more radical the ideas, the more bumps, speed bumps that are going to get in the way, and more hoops that you have to jump through. The idea is, if you have a radical idea and you make it through these hoops and you still get it done, then the process, the whole thing has properly been vetted. And along the way, you're going to get judges that just don't like you. You're going to get all of that. Yes, it's part of it, but it's a necessary part of it. We have to adhere to the rule of law. It's like what I would say to the MAGA people is, the very good argument that I've always agreed with, which is if you get into the country illegally, you've already broken the law. You always hear that. It's like, oh, well, maybe they're doing this or that. No, but they broke the law, because if you came in illegally, fundamentally, foundationally, you broke the law. Well, if you're reforming everything and in the midst of it, you defy court orders, same thing. You've broken the law. At a foundational level. There are things that are bigger than you, me, Trump, or anyone, and that is the Constitution and the constitutional way to get things done. You can do radical things, but you have to stay within the law. I am in favor of a lot of these things, but this idea that Trump is so good that the check is that he's going to tell us this is a bad judge and this is a good judge, and it's only going to be a coincidence that the good ones agree with him and the bad ones disagree with him.
Again, wait till the next president comes in. What if they're progressive and they decide who the good judge
we
and the
can
bad
talk about
judge
that
is?
when we come back and we play these open mics, but I'm starting to think, I want to warn MAGA, you just might be ushering in the most progressive era in the history of the United States of America, because everything that this president is doing, the next or the one after that, and imagine being on the other side of it and having all this cultural stuff just forced at you whether you like it or not. And these are things that you have to think about because they're real. They're real. You cannot break the foundation. There are cornerstones. Cornerstones. The reason this country is still flying high in the midst of all of this is because the court system, I'm not talking about the celebrities that go on trial or all the stuff that gets on TV. I'm talking about the day-to-day contract law, things like this. This is why America is still doing so well, because when you sign a contract in the United States of America, both parties feel very strongly that the court system will hold both parties to what is agreed to. That's not true everywhere in the world. You start messing with that cornerstone, you are going to have chaos. And again, I believe that Trump, with these things coming up through the courts, will win most of these cases. But it's very important that you go through the process. This should not be difficult to understand, but you're dealing with very emotional people who have turned a human being into a saint, and that's very difficult. You still have to think for yourself. You still have to think for yourself. Let me say that again. You still have to think for yourself. And there's nothing about the Constitution that says one president can decide which judges are good, which ones he has to listen to, and which ones he doesn't. Go through the process. I believe he'll win most of these. Still got nearly 4 years left. Alex Williams says it's a rough ride on 75 between Kennesaw and Marietta.
All due to the travel advisory crash, leaving only a right lane open. Your single file, 75 southbound. This crash is right at North Marietta Parkway, exit 265, and it has cooked the ride back to Chastain Road on both 75 and 575. Traffic troopers say Highway 41 is filled in as your alternate. It's really going to be your best option, though, as you try to avoid 75 between Kennesaw and Marietta. And we got a new crash. It's in the second right lane, 285 westbound, the outer loop in Sandy Springs at Riverside Drive, exit 24. Slow through downtown. Cindy Darden.
Very slow, especially if you're coming from I-85. You're going to get on those brakes as soon as you merge on from Georgia 400 southbound. And once you get on the downtown connector, a really rough ride through Midtown and a really rough ride past the Grady Curve into I-20. On the opposite side of that, really feeling the pinch, I-85 northbound around exit 244 to University Avenue, approaching Midtown. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
When traffic
No
hits,
traffic getting through in either direction.
the Triple Team Traffic Center has you covered.
Even the bridge over 75 is being held.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic.
Out of Spaghetti Junction along 285 westbound and a crash on Peachtree Boulevard 141 southbound before 285.
Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
When it rains, you need to make sure your home is protected from the ground up. That means starting in your crawl space. Water in your crawl space can lead to problems in your house. Crawl space issues? Visit aquaguard.net today and book a free inspection. Remember,
AquaGuard. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group, to discuss one of the biggest blind spots that people face when saving for retirement, and it's a head-scratcher. Chris, how do so many people not know what they're invested in?
That's the biggest flaw that everybody runs into. They think they know what equities they have, they think they know what bonds they have, but they really don't know how those mutual funds or how those index funds are performing in conjunction with one another. So, I would liken this to a big pot of soup and we're just throwing all the ingredients in the refrigerator in this thing. It's not very good. It's just a mishmash of stuff. And sometimes you like the way it tastes. Sometimes you don't. And when you don't know why. You don't know if you got too much chicken in there or too much vegetables in there or what's going on. And I ask every caller that comes in for an initial consultation, do you know how your portfolio is broken down? And they say, well, I've got, 20 or so options in my 401k, and I just picked 2 of them or 3 of them. I thought I needed some international. I thought I needed some U.S. equities. I thought I needed some bonds. And they're just guessing. So you have to absolutely know what you're invested in, and that's where we will run the 401k portfolio x-ray for you, because that'll break it down. If you're not proficient at investing and don't understand this world, we will walk you through it. Not knowing what you're invested in is a big hindrance to growing and protecting your money. We will run a portfolio x-ray for you and educate you on exactly what's in your portfolio.
Set up a time to get your complimentary portfolio x-ray today. Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858, or book online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
At Superior Pro, we use the highest quality materials and the best techniques in windows, siding, painting, doors, and more. Visit SuperiorPro.com.
Superior Pro, the pros to know.
Belinda here for Atlanta Vision Institute. I'm here to introduce you to a new procedure that Dr. Ashraf is performing called laser optics. This changed my life, folks. I was so tired of wearing contacts and glasses. The glasses were not around when I needed them. I had astigmatism, so the contacts didn't fit me well, and I had beginning stages of cataracts. So I went in. I was a great candidate for laser optics. It was a quick, painless procedure. The next day, it was like everything was in HD. The colors were more vibrant. The leaves were more vibrant. The sky was more vibrant. vibrant. My husband was better looking. Everything was great. Laser Optics with Dr. Ashraf, Atlanta Vision Institute. Go to the website 2020atlanta.com to find out more information. Also, take the quiz to see if this is a procedure that's good for you. Your medical insurance may cover it. That's 2020atlanta.com.
Whether you like it or not, my loyalty to the Constitution of the United States is infrangible. Why did I use that word? Why did I use that word?
Word of the day.
Infrangible.
Oh, wow.
Infrangible.
I reversed it.
I like that better. It
Yeah?
just gets it out of the way.
Yeah.
We learn quickly. We don't
You know,
have to
maybe
sit
that's,
around and wait.
maybe we'll try that for the next week or so. See how it goes. I'll just hit it in there, use it,
Infrangible.
then inform people that
It's
infrangible.
nice too because
Yeah.
what you end up doing is like you're presenting something that none of us know what it is.
There
like,
you go.
Okay.
So
Makes
first
your
up,
brain
But yeah,
work.
this way's better.
Context to begin with. It
Yeah.
is an adjective, INFRANGIBLE, and it means unbreakable. And that's where my loyalty is on the Constitution of the United States. Infrangible. There's not one politician that's ever lived or ever will live that will get that kind of loyalty from me. And if there is one for you, I'd look in the mirror.
Lincoln Fav. Lincoln would have gotten it from you. He was your Fav.
Lincoln might as well have been a boy band as far as I'm concerned. I'm just a crazy fan of
He
Lincoln.
violated it too much.
He violated the Constitution left and right, But he did save the country. I don't know. Alex Williams says there's a crash on 285 in Sandy Springs.
A couple of cars have tangled it up here. They are in the second right lane, 285 westbound, the outer loop Riverside Drive, exit 24, adding to the brake lights already back to Chamblee Dunwoody Road. And the travel advisory continues in Marietta. Only a right lane getting by this crash, 75 southbound, North Marietta Parkway, exit 265. Heavy delays on 75 and 575 out of Kennesaw. Highway 41 is slow, but also one of your alternates. Checking the ride on I-20, Sydney Darden.
Well, it's not as slow. You're still going to be on and off that brake pedal as you merge onto I-20 from 285 over on the west side. I-20 westbound really feeling the pinch around exit 44 to Thornton Road over on the east side. A similar story. You're still leaving Stonecrest. Really going to hit those brakes around exit 68 to Wesley Chapel. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy a 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. From Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Time to paint the house again. Are you tired of shelling out all that money every 5 years?
Hey, it's Jeff and Roxanne, proud and local owners of Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield's exterior coating will last you 25 years, improve your home's curb appeal, and is backed by a 25-year warranty.
So delete your painter from your contact list for good. Get a free estimate at rhinoshieldga.com.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
You fell in love with her because she's unlike any other woman in the world, so why settle for an ordinary engagement ring you could find almost anywhere? Well, I know a place where you can design your own custom engagement ring. Terra Fine Jewelry Company. At Terra, the styles and designs are endless, and their expert jewelers make it easy to bring your personally designed engagement ring to life. Your bride-to-be deserves more than a cookie-cutter engagement ring, so explore the vast options of custom design rings at Terra Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort, Georgia. Terra Fine Jewelry Company.
For over 25 years, you've counted on All Four Seasons for garage and entry doors. But we also specialize in replacement windows with a lifetime warranty. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. Enhance your home's energy efficiency and curb appeal with a wide range of quality window options, backed by unparalleled service and craftsmanship. From garage doors to entry doors to windows, for every opening of your home, we've got you covered. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Playing a game with your family, that's a lot of fun. Playing a game with your roof, you'll lose every time. Dave Baker here for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. When it comes to replacing or repairing your roof, think of Findlay first. You'll always win with Findlay. They're the extra effort experts with high quality, highly rated roofing experience and expertise. They've replaced over 65,000 roofs locally. With Findlay, manners matter. With Findlay, you get upfront pricing exceptional service, and they'll treat your home like it's their own. Win, win, win. Only Finley Roofing stands behind their work with a lifetime leak-free warranty at no additional cost, and you'll pay nothing until the job is complete. Finley Roofing is the perfect match for any roofing issues. Plus, they offer 0% financing. Get started with a free roof analysis at finleyroofing.com. Roof.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. We can reawaken any space to make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
It's Ashley Frasca. When installing sod, freshness is key. It can be installed right now. You can trust NG Turf for the freshest, highest quality sod, like Rebel Supreme Fescue and Southern Blue. With multiple local farms across Georgia, they sell direct to homeowners. NGTurf.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk. At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by QC Kinetics. Our top story, it is a WSB money update and no change in the cost of borrowing as the Federal Reserve today decides against moving interest rates. CBS Money reporter Jason Brooks says Fed Chair Jerome Powell is expecting tariffs to have an impact on inflation.
The Fed is projecting 2 rate cuts in 2025, which indicates confidence that inflation won't race higher, with Fed Chair Powell saying that it will be difficult to precisely calculate how much of inflation is the result of tariffs. Powell says as the central bank receives incoming information, members are focused on discerning the signal from the noise. And given current conditions, Powell feels that policy is in a good place to react to what is to come.
A potential trade war with Mexico could be devastating to businesses here in Georgia. The country's top diplomat to the southeast says Mexico is the second largest buyer of goods from Georgia. Consul General Javier Diaz de Leon says tariffs means things will cost more for you and me.
If tariffs are imposed on Mexico, Mexico is not going to pay those tariffs. The tariffs are going to be paid by consumers. And in this case, we're talking about American consumers.
Georgia exported $6.4 billion in goods to Mexico last year. It is 80 degrees in Atlanta. When does rain arrive and how much colder does it get? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. One of Atlanta's biggest eyesores is about to be transformed. The Midtown Alliance is buying a 4-acre property on 14th Street that's been vacant for many years.
The fact that we've got 4 acres in the heart of Midtown that's never been developed is pretty interesting and pretty surprising.
Kevin Green, president of the Midtown Alliance, says they intend to create a significant public space in an area lacking significant public green space. Gwinnett County Police hope the public can help them solve a fatal hit and run that occurred during the height of Hurricane Helene last September.
We're asking anyone out there that might have seen something or know something to please come forward.
Corporal Juan Matiedo with Gwinnett Police says a 24-year-old woman walking along Georgia 316 early on the morning of September 27th was struck and killed by a driver who never stopped. Police say the driver may not have realized they even hit someone. President Trump describes his phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky today as a very good call. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says it's another step forward in the push to end the Russia-Ukraine war.
The leaders agreed Ukraine and America will continue working together to bring about a real end to the war, and that lasting peace under President Trump's leadership can be achieved.
President Trump's call today comes a day after he spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin. A man is now in custody after he's accused of pointing a gun at CIA headquarters in McLean, Virginia. The incident caused a large police response. There are no reports of any shots fired or injuries. Clayton County's new commission chair, Alika Anderson Henry, has an ambitious goal.
In her first State of the County address, Anderson Henry says the coming Beltline connection is a big part of her vision.
It brings jobs, it brings industry, it brings people.
Anderson Henry hopes the Beltline will help expand public transit in Clayton County to move all those people.
We want to talk about light rail as we have the Beltline coming through.
Anderson Henry's job plan includes luring entertainment and healthcare industries to bolster revenue.
What we need is sales tax dollars.
Anderson Henry became commission chair just 3 months ago. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
A popular discount chain is closing nearly 100 stores.
Dollar General revealing today it's in the process of closing down 96 underperforming stores, saying only most of them are in urban areas. Now, Georgia has about 464 Dollar General and DG Market stores, but the chain so far has not put out a list of which stores will be shutting for good. The company also told shareholders it still plans to open nearly 600 new stores by the end of this year. I'm Bloomberg's Tom Busby for 95.5 WSB.
It is now 5:34, and this news is sponsored by Finley Roofing. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Watching the heavy brake lights into and through downtown on I-85 southbound. You jam in just below North Druid Hills. 400 slows at Lennox Road, and it's going to be a brake light battle over a half hour all the way down to I-20 with northbound not any better. You're slow, 75-85 northbound. Langford Parkways, you make your way up to 10th Street, exit number 250 in Midtown. Travel advisory continues in Marietta. This long-standing crash leaves only a right lane open. 75 southbound, North Marietta Parkway. Delays stretch back to Chastain Road on 75 and I-575. That means using Highway 41 Cobb Parkway, which is jammed in as an alternate as everybody is using that. Now we have a travel advisory on 400 in Alpharetta, Sydney Darden.
Yes, it's a crash. Georgia 400 northbound near exit 10 to Old Milton Parkway. It's knocking out 2 left lanes, causing you delays all the way back to 285. And speaking of delays, I-85 northbound over in Gwinnett County looking really jammed up near exit 99 as you leave Jimmy Carter Boulevard. And then once you get to that 85-316 split, still something slowing you down right before exit 111 to Lawrenceville Swanee Road. You may want to consider using Buford Highway, maybe even Satellite Boulevard instead as an alternate. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies and warm for the ride home today. Sunset around 7:45. Temperatures will be in the mid-70s at that time. But after midnight, a cold front pushing through the metro region will spark up scattered rain showers for the morning commute. Behind the rain, chilly air moving in. Tomorrow's highs will be limited to the upper 40s, low 50s, continuing to drop down to the low 30s by Friday morning, so a frozen start to the day. Friday afternoon, sunny but cool, high 63. Saturday and Sunday, partly cloudy skies, morning lows in the 40s, daytime highs in the 70s.
79 in Palmetto, it's 80 in Covington, 79 in Johns Creek. More news at 6 o'clock, breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
It won't be that long before school gets out. And if you're thinking about buying a new home this summer, now is the time to get the ball rolling. This is Scott Slade. My friends at MyLand always recommend getting pre-approved before starting to shop for your next home. Make sure you know how much you could afford and have your financing ready to make an offer when you find your dream home. MyLand is who I recommend for all home financing needs, whether it's a second mortgage, cash out refinance, or purchase of a new home. They even have a great new product that allows you to qualify for an investment or rental property without personal income documents. Whatever type of mortgage you need, MyLand will close your loan fast without issues and headaches and make sure you have the best rate in town. Call MyLand. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's myland.com. Spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Mortgage Licensee 148769. Located at 8995 West Side Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. MyLand is an equal housing lender.
Motorcycle riders are a different breed and they need a different type of attorney. SteelHorseLaw.com.
Belinda here for Atlanta Vision Institute. I'm here to introduce you to a new procedure that Dr. Ashraf is performing called laser optics. This changed my life, folks. I was so tired of wearing contacts and glasses. The glasses were not around when I needed them. I had astigmatism, so the contacts didn't fit me well, and I had beginning stages of cataracts. So I went in. I was a great candidate for laser optics. It was a quick, painless procedure. The next day, it was like everything was in HD. The colors were more vibrant. The leaves were more vibrant. The sky was more vibrant. My husband was better looking. Everything was great. Laser optics with Dr. Ashraf, Atlanta Vision Institute. Go to the website 2020atlanta.com to find out more information. Also, take the quiz to see if this is a procedure that's good for you. Your medical insurance may cover it. That's 2020atlanta.com.
All right, we'll get back to the open mics and the politics. We're eating up Greg Russ's time. Although he's
you have nothing to do next hour. I got nothing to do
all
next
right,
hour.
hell, you got nothing to do? Have you lost your job? What's going on? Hey, I heard a rumor. I don't know if I can talk about it, but I just want to say I heard you're working with somebody pretty famous. Are we allowed to talk about it or no?
Oh, the play?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can talk about the play.
So, I mean, he's not the top of the world, but
He was
Eric,
just in the show we all watched last
Succession?
week. Yeah.
Although something happened there. So it's Eric Bogosian,
Yes.
who was at talk radio, which started out as his kind of, was that a one-man play that he did, and then it turned into the movie with all the, I think it started out
I
as
feel
one
like there were a couple other people in that. I can't remember how they were presented, but I know he did have conversations. There were callers, at least.
Okay, but it was his piece. He does this. He creates these
It
sort
was
of
based on a real story. That
small. Yeah, I know, but what Oliver Stone turned into that movie that Eric Bogosian starred in started as a stage piece.
So he was a
Monologist kind of
Yeah.
thing, but like Greg says, there were probably obviously he was taking callers and stuff like that. But in Succession, hey, if you ever see him, I know you're going to be part of the sound, and I imagine you're not going to be running up and going, Mr. Bogosian. But
I mean, he was there for the first table read, giving his input, because theater's weird, where the playwright has a lot of power, unlike film, where you give a script as the writer, and like, all right, get out of here. We don't want to hear from you again.
Now, is he going to be in it, or is he just the writer?
No, so we're just doing a play that he wrote.
Okay.
So he was there for give notes to the actors.
And was he nice? Was he cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would imagine that he would be. But in Succession, so he's playing the main politician, kind of a Bernie Sanders type, that is the politician that is most against I can't remember the guy's name. The Brian Cox character.
Yeah, the main guy.
The main guy.
Fox News guy.
And all this was going on, and it was going into, but then all of a sudden, toward the end of the story, and I'm not going to give anything away that really matters here, but that character wasn't explained as to why he suddenly wasn't there. And then when the election happens, that character, you see the name as the vice presidential candidate for the Democrat. There's some other name up there where it looks like it's all going toward this guy's going to run for president, and it's going to be a problem for the Brian Cox character. And then remember there's that part of Succession where Eric Bogosian is all over it.
Right.
And he's a real threat, and they don't really tell you why he goes away. And then by the end, if you look on the TV screens where they're taking the election night, the name of his character is the vice presidential candidate. But you have was there a blow up? It
says after season 2, episode 2, his fate after that is unknown. Gil Evis.
Well, it's not unknown. Unless I read it wrong, and I do get these kind of things wrong with my memory with all these gummies. But I think if you look at it, and what is it, the second to last episode, third last episode, when they actually have the election, up on the screen, I'm pretty sure I saw that character's name as the vice presidential candidate.
And they had him in some of the hearings and stuff.
No, but that's when he's really part of. He's like the one they have to fear. He's the politician. He's the Bernie Sanders that they have to fear as this global corporation, and then he just goes away. There's no explanation for it. Greg Russ, this might be a good time because I have nothing more to say about Bogosian's character in Succession. It might be a good time.
Well, he was the police captain in Law & Order Criminal Intent. He was Vincent D'Onofrio's boss, and boy, was Vince a handful.
Oh, you heard some stories?
No, I just mean in the show.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Vincent D'Onofrio I also met Vincent at the one point. I did that video that
No,
sucks.
yeah. You used to have his number.
I still have his number. I text him once a year, and I just say, Happy New Year, V, and he always responds with, who is this?
Well, I love it. He's getting involved in something. Well, I haven't heard his name
He's in
lately.
Daredevil again, playing the
Oh,
Kingpin.
okay.
Kingpin.
Which version of him are we dealing with now? Big guy or small guy?
Kingpin is a
guy.
big guy, but
Okay.
he's not big anymore, Greg? Because
No, in the
Kingpin's
show
always
he's lost-
big and bald.
He's lost a lot of weight.
I will say this: if you don't know, he was the kid who kills the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket,
Private Pile.
But then his greatest, and I think one of the best TV characters all time, was it a CSI show, or what was the show that he was on forever? I mean, it was like 5-6 seasons. I can't believe
That was a Law and Order
Was
show.
it a Law and Order?
Yeah. That was Criminal Intent.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's why you brought that up. So, his character on that was one of the greatest TV characters ever.
And he's the guy that has a bug inside of him in Men in Black.
Well, there you go. He's had a wonderful career.
That's a huge career.
But I just don't think that I think that
Sugar water.
people don't look at that Criminal Intent character good enough. As a matter of fact, he should have. If you ever restarted Columbo, he should have been the guy because that was his character in Criminal Intent was more like Columbo than any other character.
Oh, don't forget the player.
Was he in the player? I haven't
Yeah,
seen
he
it.
gets killed by Tim Robbins with the.
Spoiler alert.
Well, the movie
then
came out
he's-
in 1990.
He's only in that
He
movie
was
for a
also
while.
in The Breakup.
Okay, what does
Nobody
he do?
saw that.
So does he just
Adventures in Babysitting. He was the mechanic.
He was Thor.
every
in that.
So every
He was.
movie he's in, he's like killed by the first act. Is that the idea?
Well, not in Adventures in Babysitting. He
Okay,
fixes
Yeah,
the
and
car.
not in Men in Black.
Okay.
Spoiler
all right.
alert. He fixes
I'm just trying to say I think it's underrated. Underappreciated. That's the word. Nothing against rated, but underappreciated. That's what I was looking for. I think his character in Criminal Intent is underappreciated. And my understanding is it drove him insane and he had to quit because he was exhausted because apparently he was in like every scene.
Oh.
So there you go. And
He did start alternating with the guy who played Carrie's boyfriend, Big, in Sex and the City.
Oh, did they try?
Noth.
Oh, yeah. Did they try to like keep him around? Like, hey, listen, you only have to do half the episodes or something like that.
Yeah, at some point. And then Jeff Goldblum stepped in on that show for a bit, too, when D'Onofrio was taking a break.
Did he really?
Wow.
I know.
What was his first TV show?
TV show?
Yeah, he was on a TV show in the 80s. It was early 80s.
Was he on Fernwood Tonight?
No. This was
The Right Stuff was the first time I remember
It was
seeing it, like the earliest.
Well, first time I ever saw him was in
Death Wish?
No, 1970. Well, I saw Death Wish, but he was just a cameo. Or not a
Invasion
cameo.
of the Body Snatchers.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That's the first thing that I
Earth
saw
Girls
him
Are
in.
Easy.
That came a little bit later.
Thank God it's Friday.
It was called something like 10 Speed and Brown Shoe.
That's it, exactly.
And it was
Those shows had dumb names.
They were like detectives or
Yeah.
something. I never saw the show. Was it with
Ben Vereen.
Ben Vereen. I was going to say it was Ben Vereen and Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, yes. Ben
That's
Vereen.
right.
All right. Well, we've had a meaningless conversation, but I'll tell you this, Greg Russ, he's hanging with us. When we get back, I swear to you, my guarantee is the host of this show, we're going to talk about something real when we get back. I don't know what, but something. Alex Williams says there's a travel advisory on 400 in Alpharetta.
Yeah, we're watching this crash on Georgia 400 northbound at Old Milton Parkway, exit number 10. It is in up to 3 left lanes right now as they try to tow it away, and it is added to the delays back to Holcomb Bridge Road as you come out of Roswell. Highway 9 is your alternate there. Excuse me. Long-standing travel advisory continues in Marietta. Crash, only a right lane open. 75 southbound, North Marietta Parkway, exit 265. Heavy delays on 75 and 575 coming out of Kennesaw. Highway 41 has jammed in as an alternate as well. Some better news on 285 in Sandy Springs, Sydney Darden.
Yes, that crash. I-285 westbound on the outer loop near Riverside Drive, exit 24, and now moved off to the shoulder. Nonetheless, you are still looking at delays as you make your way from Sandy Springs all the way to Cobb County. This report is sponsored by Zenchi Sushi, handcrafted sushi at that. If you're craving something fresh and flavorful, you can discover Zenchi handcrafted sushi, high quality, affordable, and made fresh daily at the local Publix markets in your area, right by the seafood counter. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
When you need to know.
This story is developing in Atlanta.
When you want to know.
Severe weather is on its way.
When you have to know.
We'll alert you as soon as this closure clears.
Get notifications
from your source for news.
Get the WSB radio app.
Download it from your app store today.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where AquaGuard comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at aquaguard.net/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
EMC Security.
Meet EMC Security's hero of the home.
After some break-ins in my neighborhood, it got me thinking about my family's security. A friend recommended EMC Security, so I called them. Now I have peace of mind that my family is safe without having to sign a long-term contract.
Way to go, Sarah. Be the hero of your home with no contracts, fast and reliable monitoring, and rates as low as $16.95.
EMC Security. Smart protection for a safer tomorrow.
See this garage door? I gotta be honest with you. It's ugly. I mean, successful, attractive homeowner like you, it's time to move on. This is not the garage door your parents thought you'd spend the rest of your life with. And that ain't true with everything in life, don't get me wrong. I mean, honey, if you're listening, you can't divorce me just because I'm no longer the handsome stud you married. But your garage door? The neighbors all think you can totally do better. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Let us show you how many sexy new alternatives there are. Just waiting for someone like you. You swipe right on a beautiful new design, we install everything in a lovely ceremony, and you and your new garage door live happily ever after. For better, not worse. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come make it right. Maybe I should pick up some flowers on the way home.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
If you've been thinking about selling your home this year, now is the time. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. When you receive a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, there's no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Our guaranteed offer keeps you in control. One of our clients, BR, said, Mark Spain Real Estate sold my home within 30 days. I definitely recommend them to my friends and family. Trust the top real estate team in the U.S. and find out what your guaranteed offer would be. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Switch your termite protection to Breda Pest Management, and your rate is locked in for 10 years. And Breda's termite guarantee is unmatched in the industry.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Is painting the house on your project list? Make this the last time you paint with Rhino Shield, backed by a 25-year warranty.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. But don't just take our word for it. Here's Jackie and Veronica, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Just call or click to see how much you can save today. Because when it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com. That's 1-888-FREEDOM or consumercellular.com today. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Taking my martyr
Say it again.
stance.
Say it again.
I'm not gonna say it again.
Say it again.
What'd you say? Tell me.
No.
Come on.
What did you say?
I'm
Live
not
on
gonna
the
tell
edge
you
there,
what
Eric.
I said.
Live on the edge.
What was
There's
it
a
about,
show.
Marta?
No,
Stuff.
it's not about Marta. It was apropos to nothing that was happening on the station at the time. It was just one of those things that I found myself in a certain position, made a crack about it.
Well, the
Yes,
mic was off.
Jared Yamamoto was like, hey, why don't you ruin your career and say it again?
The mic's never off. It's recording somewhere. Maybe not on the air, but there's
You know the thing that we always forget, a lot of people that are in radio don't seem to understand, is that the engineers and also people in other production rooms, I don't know why this is a feature, but every radio station I've ever worked at, they can basically just pull up any studio and listen to what you're talking about in the studio.
The mic doesn't even need to be on.
Mic doesn't even need to be on.
potted up.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when I say, in jest, some very controversial things, but always in jest, I think to myself, whew, I hope somebody doesn't hate me in this building and just recording everything that on a board somewhere, because we would, out of context, some of the things that we are joking about would not be seen in the best light.
Oh, they're going to play some of those recordings at the new Oh for Fun's Sake committee.
Oh, for fun's sake, can we cancel Von Hessler already? That would be fun.
Sounds like fun.
You want to bring joy back to the workplace? Can we get rid of Von Hessler? He's a real-
Bring back Bart's.
I just,
let's start the muzzies.
Are you still considered the new guy? I was thinking you've been in this shift
No,
for
Shelley's
how
the new
long
guy.
at this point?
Shelley's the new guy.
No, but in terms of Bortz, people still act like he just left.
Well, first of all, there was, rest in peace. Herman Cain was
I
between
know.
Bortz and myself. So I know people are always like, you follow Bortz. No, I followed Herman Cain, rest in peace. And we're not even in that time slot anymore. And Neil Bortz, met him, a few times. He came through, and he was always very, 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 very kind to me and about the show.
Well, where's the
And,
respect
loved
this show
Autumn.
deserves?
Loved
and
Autumn.
the people on this show deserve respect. There's legacy at this point. When do you get legacy? After 10 years, you get legacy.
Hey, he was just in the AJC as one of the longest.
I know. Boy, that
radio
was something.
people.
You know, Rodney Ho wrote
Like the
this.
longest what?
Somebody that Lois Reitzman.
Lois Reitzes.
Yeah, I always get it wrong.
Lois Reitzes
yeah.
from NPR.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think she retired.
Yes.
And so he did a article about 21 radio personalities in
The
Atlanta.
longest tenured radio host.
It was
in
like
Atlanta.
21.
Yes.
And then he texted it to me, which let me know that I must be in this story. And then I tried to go to it and realized I don't have a subscription to the AJC.
Oh,
So
you
I'm
should
like,
sign up.
Rodney,
Archive.is.
That's what I did.
toss me a, I don't know. Well, you know, I always remember that you guys do something and I can't.
I know. I can
So
never
there's-
remember it either. I'm like archive.com,
Yeah.
and then it takes me to somewhere else, and I don't know what.
Someone sent it to me through the that thing. And I read it, and it just goes down when it gets to me. It's just like, here's his name, here's what he does, here's the name of the show, and he's been on this many years.
It's got a picture of you too.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not
What do
exactly.
you mean? What does everybody else get? Like a page and a half?
No,
of
no, no, no.
description?
It's just basically the setup is Lois is leaving. Here are the people, and then everybody else is just name, place, where they are, how long they've been on the air, blah blah blah. And
He says
so that's
about the
fun.
show
By
that
the
you
way,
do with Tim Andrews and some gal and Jared, and he has a
Yeah.
picture of me.
wait a minute.
It was the opposite. Once there was a picture of Jared, and it said, the article said it was me.
Oh no, you're talking about another article that he did. Okay.
Yeah, a different one. But
Rodney's
and
always
even
been
Autumn,
fine to me, but
with Autumn, I feel like it would just say, and there's some gal on
Yeah,
the show, too.
some boobs.
I will never. I will never get that kind of respect. You know that. That's fine. It's never going to happen.
You're an outsider.
I'm never going to be seen as a radio legend in Atlanta or anything. But you know what? I'm making a decent buck. I got a nice large
That must be
audience.
cool. That's
Yeah, Autumn, I'm with you.
Yeah, you know what? Don't even. You know, you need to keep your goals, attainable. It's because otherwise you'll be miserable.
Hey, manage your
You understand
expectations,
that?
Autumn.
Yeah, man.
Maybe I should get a fourth job just for fun.
Manage your our old buddy Pete Spriggs. That was his way of saying you're not going to get what you want. Manage your expectations. Alex Williams says there's a lingering crash on 75 in Marietta.
And once again, Eric, you bring the good luck because as we speak, all lanes are opening. 75 southbound North Marietta Parkway, exit 265. Going to take some time for those brake lights on 75 south from Wade Green and 575 south from Chastain Road to recover. I just stick with the interstate because Highway 41 Cobb Parkway is a mess as an alternate. Second travel advisory is in the clearing stages now for Etta. This crash has been in two left lanes. 400 northbound Old Milton Parkway, exit 10, slowing you out of Roswell. You can use Highway 9. Plenty of brake lights through Midtown and downtown. City Darden.
Certainly. Good news is, though, they are getting a little bit better. 85 southbound, you are going to be on those brake lights as soon as you merge on from Georgia 400 still, and it's a really rough ride through Midtown. But the good news is it does seem to alleviate just a little bit by the time you get to I-20 or just before. I-85 northbound still really slow around exit 244 to University Avenue, but all things seem to clear up by the time you get to Midtown. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Okay, so you're working in the yard and you need some more pavers. Your current vehicle's too small. You know it wouldn't have to be like this if you had a Toyota Tundra from Beaver Toyota. Dave Baker, host of the Home Fix It Show here for Beaver Toyota. With your lifestyle, a Toyota Tundra is the perfect vehicle for you. It has plenty of room to load up supplies for those weekend projects. Plus, it comes with the Beaver benefits, including lifetime powertrain warranty, oil changes, car washes, premium roadside assistance, and more. See them on the web at beavertoyotacoming.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business, powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Your family is so ready to celebrate spring. Get outdoors, relax, and spend quality time together. Do it in your own backyard in a Bullfrog hot tub from Brown's Pools and Spas. Only Bullfrog offers the Jetpack Therapy system, allowing you to customize each seat to fit every body in your family. Right now through the 24th, Brown's is offering a free luxury package upgrade on select models or instant rebates up to $1,000. Celebrating 50 years of Brown's Pools and Spas. BrownsPools.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top local story, the impact of a potential trade war on Georgia.
Mexico is the #1 trade partner of the United States.
Mexico's top diplomat to the southeast says Georgia could get hit hard.
Right now, total trade between the U.S. and Mexico is $840 billion. Consul General Javier Diaz de Leon says Mexico is the second largest buyer of goods from Georgia. Only Canada buys more.
What does Georgia sell to Mexico? I tell you, yeah, we buy peaches, but it's not really peaches. It's electronic machinery, it is turbojet parts, turbo propellers, aircraft parts.
Diaz de Leon says a trade war would hurt industries in both countries. 25% tariffs on most goods are set to go into effect April 2nd, barring another pause. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Tariffs also impact today's decision by the Federal Reserve to leave interest rates unchanged.
The Fed has to wait and see how uncertainty and tariff tit-for-tat and escalation, how that impacts the economy, the labor market, and the inflation rate.
CBS Money reporter Jill Schlesinger says Fed Chair Jerome Powell suggests the risk of recession is up, but not high. It is 80 degrees in Atlanta. A cold front brings big changes tonight. How much will temperatures fall? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A big change is coming to the heart of Midtown Atlanta. The plan is to turn some vacant land into green space.
The 4-acre tract of land on 14th Street has long been vacant after years of failed development ventures. But now the Midtown Improvement District is under contract to buy it and reimagine it for public enjoyment.
The generational opportunity to secure the biggest remaining undeveloped parcel in this district.
Midtown Alliance President Kevin Green says they are looking to move quickly, starting with public input on design, and then...
My hope is that within 2 years of today, we've made really solid progress, and we are under construction.
The property is adjacent to the Woodruff Art Center and the Midtown MARTA station. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Henry County is putting a stop to some types of development. Here's a report all new at 6 o'clock.
Commissioners say no more residential rezoning requests for at least 30 days. Planning and Zoning says Commission wants to stop a flood of those requests so it can work on a zoning code update. P&Z says it has about 24 pending requests, and those will continue to be considered. Requests after those will have to adhere to the new zoning. Henry County's population is expected to rise 44% by 2050. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
The brother of the man convicted of killing Laken Riley is sentenced to 2 years in federal prison for having fake green cards. Diego Ibarra pleaded guilty to 2 counts of possession of a fraudulent document. Homeland Security learned Ibarra was undocumented in the U.S. while investigating Riley's murder in February of 2024. His brother was convicted of murder last November. It's not clear when Diego Ibarra will be deported. The rules for the next election in Georgia will be determined by the state Supreme Court after arguments today from voting rights groups.
Contentious rules passed by the state election board should stand because the challengers don't have a legal dog in the fight, so argues Republican Party attorney Brian Tyson.
They're not alleging that there's a prevention of their
their personal right to vote. They're concerned about the public right of the administration of elections related to these rules.
Teresa Lee for the NAACP and Coalition for the People's Agenda says the board overstepped its authority and broke Georgia law with that ballot hand count rule.
The hand counting rule, you cannot comply with both the hand counting rule and statute.
Justices typically rule on cases within 5 months. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
A record number of students applied to the University of Georgia. The school says it received almost 48,000 applications for the class of 2029, up almost 5,000 rather from the year before. Almost 16,000 students were accepted for the upcoming fall semester, making the acceptance rate 33%. About 80% of those accepted are in-state students. It is now 6:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Just found a new crash in Midtownville, 7585 northbound, right at 17th Street, exit number 251. It is taking out the HOV lane, and that is keeping that ride slow on 7585 northbound all the way back to University Avenue. Southbound delays still in place from the 85-400 merge for the drive down to I-20. And if you're traveling out of Kennesaw into Marietta, 75 southbound will continue to improve as you leave the Chastain Road area and Wade Green Road, trying to get down to this earlier crash, 75 south at North Marietta Parkway, that has cleared out of all travel lanes. I think we got some better news on Georgia 400 in Alpharetta. Sydney Darden.
Yes, all lanes are back open after that crash that was previously blocking 2 left lanes, Georgia 400 northbound, right before exit to Highway, exit to Highway 41. Now, all lanes are back open, but nonetheless, still really bad delays all the way back to Mantle Road. So I would just get off and hop on Highway 9 or Roswell Road instead. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official plumber of Atlanta Homes. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Fair skies and warm for the ride home today. Sunset around 7:45. Temperatures will be in the mid-70s at that time. But after midnight, a cold front pushing through the metro region will spark up scattered rain showers for the morning commute. Behind the rain, chilly air moving in. Tomorrow's highs will be limited to the upper 40s, low 50s, continuing to drop down to the low 30s by Friday morning, so a frozen start to the day. Friday afternoon, sunny but cool, high 63. Saturday and Sunday, partly cloudy skies, morning lows in the 40s, daytime highs in the 70s.
78 in Brazelton, 81 in Brookhaven, 78 in Hapeville. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 4. 4 in the air, says Bill Caiaccio. Hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. Ooh, what was that? You okay? That new mustache.
That was me saying.
Oh, okay. I thought you were. That sounded like it was real.
I was getting throaty.
Yeah, Greg. Greg's getting throaty.
Yeah. You've been waiting. I've been waiting.
We have just seen here that news breaking that Tyreek Hill, the Miami Dolphin, is getting ready to welcome his 13th child.
That's correct.
Into the world.
Second with his new wife.
Is this the second with his? And I tell you something, the first 11 weren't all with one person. Not like the first wife was the first 11. So is this now a contest between Tyreek Hill, Elon Musk, and Nick Cannon? Are they in some? Does somebody get like
Tyreek Hill's got the age?
I will win. I will definitely win. Yes.
Greg Russ, of course, with us, and I got a couple different things to say. It's kind of on politics. Maybe we should just do a story from Studio B1, right? Because we haven't done one yet.
Well, this is a woman. This is insane. There is a woman. The world record for most children born to a single woman is 69.
What?
Kids. She gave birth to 16 pairs of twins, 7 sets of triplets, 4 sets of quadruplets.
When did this happen?
Between 1725 and 1765.
Because I was thinking there must be these drugs, I thought it must be like since the 90s or something when you could get these drugs
for her. No.
69 kids and 27 pregnancies.
And she lived through them all? Because back then, like, people would, quite often, you'd lose the mother during childbirth.
So there's a lot of people who say that this isn't true because it was like this Russian peasant woman and she could have been earning money for saying that she had all these kids.
We don't have records.
And the records aren't kept as well.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But, okay, here's Guinness World Records.
Let's say she only had 30.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Still a lot.
Guinness World Records has validated this one. Calculated the most children to one father at 1,042.
That's because he's a donor.
Jazz musician.
Fertility
He's a
jazz music.
Actually, he's a jazz donor, and that's why he's had so many children.
Hey, jazz.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
I like
Genghis
jazz. Don't you
Khan
like jazz?
apparently-
I love jazz.
Huh? What?
Genghis Khan apparently had 1,000 to 3,000.
Well,
Oh,
supposedly.
That was all the pillaging.
Supposedly. Now, hold on. There are those who will say, but I'm not going to get in that kind of trouble.
Oh, boy.
Supposedly, well, supposedly, we all have a little bit of his DNA inside of us. I don't know if that's true or not.
Because there's so many kids.
Yeah, that they had so many
fathered.
kids and so many whatevers, and that's what he would do. He'd go into a country and, bring out your finest wench.
And some
Okay,
of the
here's-
women.
He wasn't a
would-
pirate, was he? Really weren't.
Some of the women were like, "Oh no, I hope he doesn't find me." And then,
Yeah.
whoops, I'm pregnant with your baby.
I'm not
Isn't
gonna
that
get
terrible.
I'm not gonna get in the trouble that I felt like Lex Friedman was getting in on his last Joe Rogan, but he was trying to explain that Genghis Khan always gave you the opportunity. Surrender now, and we'll take over, but you'll be okay. And he claimed that if you surrendered, usually the laws and the stuff that happened were actually more progressive than before he came along. But if you fought him, then it was on, and then everything was open. Anything could happen. So I don't know if that's true or not. I just remember, I can't believe I'm repeating it, because Joe Rogan did not help Lex Friedman out at all. He was just kind of,
Was he
man,
high?
but you're saying, no, he was like, yeah, but you're saying rape and pillage is good. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
that's
that.
what you're saying.
No, I'm not. And I just turned it off. I was like, okay, I kind of like Lex Friedman. I don't want to. He's dug one up here, and I don't really want to be here for the intrinsic embarrassment of it all. So
Well, with Genghis Khan, a 2003 study speculated that 16 million men alive today are likely direct descendants.
how did this guy have the time to take over so much of the world? That's what I don't understand. How do these guys? How does
Brilliant multitasker.
I mean, Elon is
Yeah.
going to Mars and this, that, the other thing.
Yeah, but he's still doing it with one person over a swath of time.
No.
This
What I'm
guy's,
saying is, what I'm saying is like the Doge thing, everything, and then he has time to show up on podcast. Like how? I mean, I feel like I have a pretty I know this job. I've got it down pretty much, but basically I go to sleep doing prep. I wake up doing prep, and then it's time to come to work, and I do the job. I don't understand how he does all this and still has time to hang out with Joe Rogan for 3 hours. I just don't.
And annoy Rogan for most of the podcast.
Well, because he takes over.
Yeah. No, listen to Doge.
We're tired of listening to these things. Like, let the host, and you answer the questions. I may be putting that out there for everybody. I think that this is something that needs to be understood. Let the host, and answer the damn questions.
How much of Twitter's staff did he lay off?
Most.
And it still operates. I remember all those discussions of, oh no, it's going to fall apart.
And now CNN's doing a multi-part series called Breaking the Bird.
It's got so many commercials. I actually watched a little bit on Sunday night.
Yeah, but who's going to go to CNN to get the real story about Elon Musk taking over Twitter? Well, they hate him. I mean, they can hate him. It's fine. But I mean, who believes objectively you're going to get some sort of objective look? Because it would be interesting to get an objective look. And it's not like the guy's right all the time. But I know how CNN is. They're just going to go find a bunch of disgruntled people who were let go, and they're going to say how terrible he was.
Yeah. It was ripped away from him.
Yeah.
We deal with this now. There's so many people that probably don't need to be employed, and it makes things difficult to get done because there are people who feel a need to prove their worth by stepping in front of you and blocking things.
Yeah, because they have to be relevant. And then when the thing works, they can go, I was a part of that. And if it doesn't work, then I barely, I had a couple suggestions, but it wasn't really me.
I worked with somebody, I'm sorry, Jared. I worked with somebody who would start problems and then step in to fix them and then be like the hero. And I would see it from start to finish. I was like, you started this drama. I don't understand. And now he's like,
I'm on to you.
Well, I'm a problem solver. That's the reason you always want to keep me around.
What's so fascinating about Twitter/X is that when Elon first acquired it, you could tell that they had made cuts. Like it had gone to a very basic format
Sure.
of its former
He
self.
did what he's doing with Doge. Like everybody goes, and then we'll put people back one by one if we
But
need them.
now, I would say when you go on X, it has most of the features that Twitter had when he took over. So
Yeah.
it's basically back to where it was
Except
before.
you hate it because you're not willing to spend $7 a month to get.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Every time I log in, it's like, hey, you want to get verified? You want to get verified? I'm like, I already was verified by you. I'm not going to pay. You
took it away. You're not going to get
took
paid.
it away. I'm not paying.
I thought he kept that for if you were already verified.
He took it away from me.
$7 a month. Too much.
I'll support Elon Musk if he brings back Vine.
Autumn loved Vine.
That's right. Elon for president.
Autumn loved. Another thing. Can we get? Here's another thing. Dealing with Elon, and I want to get to this stuff, by the way, which is domestic terrorism going on with him. It's not right. But the thing with settling Mars, it's not going to happen.
No.
It's ridiculous. It's absurd. It's a waste of money, whether it's private companies or public money. We are not going to have a civilization on Mars. And Elon's like, oh, I believe in 10
20,
years.
30 years,
No, in my lifetime, which I'm on the back 9. In my lifetime.
Hey, going for birdie, though.
in my lifetime, if I live a long, long life, I might see a person step on Mars, maybe, and then get the hell off and get back, and 3 years later we can see him and congratulate him. But this idea of groups of people living on Mars and civilizations, and I'm talking, that technology is 100 years away. First of all, cancer would be rampant. And people don't seem to understand. The sun is just shooting cancer at us all the time. And we have a force field around the planet that pushes it past us. Once you get out of that, you're just being bombarded with all of this radiation. That's just one thing. It's this talk of, and also this idea when these people are weird. Like it's like, well, we have to have a place to go because we're ruining this planet. We have to have a place to go. Could anybody ever think about like, how do you get all of the people off the planet Earth? Okay, you can't do that. Well, how do you get Oh, you can't. Okay, how do you get a third of the population to Mars? It's an absurd.
You take their fertilized eggs. That's what they're going to do.
To Mars.
Harvest the
And that's what I'm
humans.
talking about. That's like 100 years from now. You can't do that now.
You got to build all
like
those
in
structures,
Superman.
like you're
You know?
talking about, though, with the the atmosphere is mostly carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
It's thin. It's cold. There's no water. There could be water.
There's
somewhere
some
on the
water,
planet,
but I mean, can we get to
Yeah.
it? Can we use it? Are you going to wear a spacesuit every day of your life?
Eric, reach for the moon. Even if you
or
miss,
you have your
you'll land among the
biodome.
stars.
You got to build all the biodomes and live in there. and
Uh-oh,
only
got hit by a
potatoes.
meteor.
Nothing's. There's no. It's just not. We got to stop pretending that this is a thing. Like I say, we may put a man on Mars or a woman on Mars or a man and woman on Mars or
Why would you
anything.
test it by having someone live on the moon for a year? Go build the structures on the moon.
Well,
have
they
someone
do
live there.
that, but they do it on Earth, right? Like they do these isolated
Yeah,
experiments.
that's not the same.
Get air.
If we're gonna have a space base, you would start on the moon, and probably you'd have to work it out to where you are lifting off to Mars from the moon, because then you don't have to worry about all of our gravity. You
Right.
can you don't need the
It's
rocket
less
power.
fuel, less fuel from the moon.
I don't
And you
even
could
think,
hang out there and then like get supplies shipped to you, like Longhorn.
yeah, that'd be great.
Onion.
Yeah,
Chick-fil-A.
yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
Couple of knickknacks from Timu.
Yeah.
Moon eats.
This is just like being on Earth.
I'm gonna order some.
Alex
They still
Williams.
have
Yes,
next day
sorry.
Prime
yeah.
delivery. It's like the idea of.
What's that?
It's
Oh
like
yeah.
the idea of them actually offering next day Prime delivery.
Well,
to
Jeff
them.
Bezos has got the spaceship, so it can happen. Alex Williams says there's a crash on the connector in Midtown.
Yeah, watching that one on the jam cam right now, Eric. Atlanta Fire Rescue on scene. It knocks out the HOV lane, 7585 northbound, up around right at 17th Street, exit 251, adding to the already slow ride back at University Avenue. And we picked up a new crash heading into Midtown out of Buckhead in Northeast Atlanta. This is on I-85 southbound below where 400 merges in. It knocks out the second left lane. Delays continue once you get past that crash for the ride down on the connector to I-20. Found a crash as well on I-20 Sydney Darden.
Yes, I-20 westbound, right before exit 49 to Fulton Industrial. It is also knocking out one lane, causing you delays as you try to make your way through Douglasville. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Buying a new car? Need help fixing your current car? What's the safest car for a first-time buyer? The Car Guys have the answer. Join Shelley Winter and automotive expert Kevin Deutsch this and every Saturday at 12 for all your car needs. The Car Guys, presented by Butler Lexus of South Atlanta, Saturdays at noon on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Our weather can be crazy. Dry for days and drenched with storms, extreme heat to bitter cold, and your roof takes all the abuse. Dave Baker for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. If your roof has problems, it may be showing you signs. Inside, look for wet spots on the ceiling or walls. Outside, check for streaks and stains or granules in the ground. If you find these, think of Findlay first. The perfect match for any roofing issues, and they offer 0% financing. Schedule your free roof analysis at findlayroofing.com. Roof.
If you're approaching or in retirement, listen closely. The stock market has been volatile. Are you tired of seeing your retirement account nosedive? With so much going on in the world, how can you be confident that your retirement is safe? Let me show you how. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, founder of Mitch Lyons Wealth. Retirement is meant to be enjoyed, but it's hard when you're not sure that your nest egg is safe. At Mitch Lyons Wealth, we wrote the book on protecting your retirement. It's called Retirement of Steel, and each of our clients enjoys a retirement of steel that can weather any storm. If you're not 100% sure that your retirement account is safe, contact us today for a complimentary review. Let's see if the strategies that we're using to help people retire confidently can work for you. I think you'd agree 40 years of working hard and saving for retirement is worth this call. Call 888-471-3896, 888-471-3896, again 888-471-3896. MitchLyonsWealth.com, your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
At Superior Pro, we use the highest quality materials and the best techniques in windows, siding, painting, doors, and more. Visit SuperiorPro.com.
Superior Pro, the pros to know.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or CVS. That's new, NORDICUSA.com or CVS.
And as long as we're on it with the Elon Musk stuff, you know, now Pam Bondi is saying the targeting of Teslas themselves, Tesla showrooms, Teslas that are on the road, that it is domestic terrorism. I absolutely agree.
I told you, I saw the vandalism here. Like, there was one parked on my street, and people had put stickers all over it, swastika stickers.
And that's the lightest thing that can happen. But now we see, you've got these people lighting them on fire. You light a bunch of Teslas on fire, you're not helping the environment. I can tell you that, because those are fires that are almost impossible to put out. And when you encourage violence, let's know this for what it is. For all this talk about right-wing militias, this is left-wing violence. So let's notice it for what it is. If this was being done, something like this, with a right-wing militia, and they just didn't like the green energy plan or whatever, and they were going after electric vehicles, this would be reported in a much different way than it is.
They're burning up Priuses.
Yeah, but this is dangerous. All right? Well, I'd like to remind young, idealistic morons of something. Just like every other car, quite often there are children in the back seat of Teslas. Where is all this ridiculous urge for violence coming from? Is this just because schools have not taught people how to think for so many years? That they're 24 and they're like, we got to go light things on fire.
I don't know. The person that's running the group in Boston is a teacher.
Right. Yeah, because it makes sense to me. If you see the product that's being produced out of schools lately, probably encouraging his kids to join them for extra credit. Just warning here, because we're from Atlanta. And remember when we had a progressive militia in Atlanta after the Wendy's burning down and everything? Well, a progressive left-wing militia murdered a 9-year-old girl named Sequoia Turner. You see, I remember her name. I'll bet most of you listening didn't.
Or that it happened at all.
Right, that it ever happened. And I every time I bring up Sequoia Turner, I'm also going to bring up the fact that no inner city liberal artist is going to paint Sequoia Turner's face on the side of a bridge anytime in a mural. Because that's something we don't want to talk about, because a progressive militia murdered a 9-year-old girl in Atlanta. And I suspect that's why the sitting mayor at the time decided not to run again. So this idea, how idiotic are you? Can I tell you something you probably should know? Elon Musk is not driving any of these Teslas you're attacking. I don't mean to get angry about it, but don't
Isn't
be
the board
ridiculous.
trying to force them out, or they're talking about it?
I don't know. I'm not following that part of it enough. That usually happens. If they want to get rid of Elon Musk, then what's going to happen then? Tesla's going to do better?
If their job is to protect the business and the business is tanking, whether or not justified, if it's just based on not
Right.
the business fundamentals themselves, but Musk and who he is,
Sure.
they may need to make a
Now,
change to save the
and now
company.
that I've made that point that I make, and I mean that very, very sincerely, let me make the other side of the point, which reminds me of kind of a spoiler alert for one of my favorite movies, Nashville. Robert Altman made Nashville, musicians. And at the end of Nashville, spoiler alert. So if you don't, it's one of the greatest movies ever made, in my opinion. So, but I have to spoil it in order to make this point. At the end of the movie, the Loretta Lynn sort of character gets assassinated during a show. And then few years later, John Lennon got assassinated. And some people went to the director, Robert Altman, and said, how do you feel now? How do you feel? Like as if he had somehow put this out there in the universe. And his response was, I warned you. If musicians are going to become politicians, then ultimately people are going to start looking at musicians as politicians. And now you're in the political world. And I would say, even though what I just said, I mean from the bottom of my heart about this being domestic terrorism, the other side of it is, you could say to Elon Musk, Robert Altman warned you. When you get involved in politics, you are in a blood sport. Maybe not at city council level, maybe not at town council level, maybe not at the school board level. But when you start getting into politics that is state level, national level, global, that's a blood sport. And you're making the decision to do it. So maybe Tesla, people can say, hey, we need you to leave because you're too, but I think without Elon, it goes down the drain. But that's something that Elon should have thought about before he got so into and involved in this. Robert Altman warned everybody, stay in your lane. Musicians, let politicians be politicians. Politicians, let business people be business people. Alex Williams says there are 2 crashes in Midtown right now.
Yeah, the first one's going to be heading northbound, 7585 northbound, right at 17th Street, the 17th Street Bridge, exit 251. That crash is in the HOV lane, keeping the ride slow back toward University Avenue. Got that southbound crash on 85 southbound below Georgia 400. That sits in the second left lane, so rough rides into and out of Midtown and downtown. And still watching this crash on the West Freeway, left lane block, 20 westbound before Fulton Industrial Boulevard. We've uncovered some new trouble, 285 in DeKalb County. Cindy Darden.
Yep, 285 southbound on the inner loop right near Memorial Drive, exit 41. It's knocking out one right lane again, adding to your delays as you leave Spaghetti Junction and try to make it down to I-20. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
See this garage door? I gotta be honest with you. It's ugly. I mean, successful, attractive homeowner like you, it's time to move on. This is not the garage door your parents thought you'd spend the rest of your life with. And that ain't true with everything in life, don't get me wrong. I mean, honey, if you're listening, you can't divorce me just because I'm no longer the handsome stud you married. But your garage door? The neighbors all think you can totally do better. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Let us show you how many sexy new alternatives there are. Just waiting for someone like you. You swipe right on a beautiful new design, we install everything in a lovely ceremony, and you and your new garage door live happily ever after. For better, not worse. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come make it right. Maybe I should pick up some flowers on the way home.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, you can save on USDA Choice Boneless Chuck Roast, on sale for just $6.99 a pound with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where AquaGuard comes in, a Groundworks company. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards. Schedule your free inspection at aquaguard.net/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Is painting the house on your project list? Make this the last time you paint with Rhino Shield, backed by a 25-year warranty.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top story, it is all new this half hour. Georgia's most visited national park is feeling the effects of federal cuts.
Roughly 1,000 National Park Service employees were fired last month. Brittany Jones, executive director of the Chattahoochee National Park Conservancy, says they felt the impacts. She's noticed fewer park rangers, and those that remain are taking on different jobs.
We've seen other rangers who we hadn't typically seen in the visitor center starting to man it and welcome visitors and take fees.
Jones says the cuts have also affected their plans for future improvement projects. We reached out to the Park Service for comment but haven't heard back. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
With a unanimous vote today, the Fulton County Commission goes ahead with a plan to recruit laid-off federal workers.
The Fulton County Commissioners approved a resolution for Operation Public Servant, which is a recruitment effort aimed at targeting and possibly hiring federal employees who were displaced by DOGE. But some commissioners weren't happy about the process.
I think this is a good idea. I'm happy to support it. But the rollout and the implementation was absolutely flawed.
Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. is referring to the press conference that was held back on March 5th, announcing the program before the commission voted on it. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
80 degrees in Atlanta. A cold front arrives tonight, bringing some rain. And how much will temperatures fall? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A potential trade war with Mexico could be devastating to businesses in Georgia. The country's top diplomat to the southeast says Mexico is the second largest buyer of goods from Georgia.
What does Georgia sell to Mexico? I tell you, yeah, we buy peaches, but it's not really peaches. It's electronic machinery, it is turbojet parts, turbo propellers, aircraft parts.
Consul General Javier Diaz de Leon says right now the trade between the U.S. and Mexico is $840 billion. Georgia exported $6.4 billion in goods to Mexico last year. A registered sex offender is sentenced to 15 years after pleading guilty to taking upskirt photos of women in Metro Atlanta. 50-year-old Jesse Kirk of Lithonia used his cell phone to video women without them knowing it. The first incident happened at the Costco in Brookhaven in July of 2019. There was a similar incident in 2023 at a Target store in Noonan. The search for answers in a fatal hit-and-run in Gwinnett County during the middle of Hurricane Helene.
Helene brought heavy rain and wind as it hit Metro Atlanta on the morning of September 27th. That's when 24-year-old Mika Woodard of Sandy Springs was hit and killed by a driver on the shoulder of Georgia 316.
They know it's a 2019 through a 2022 Lexus RX 350 or RX 450.
Corporal Juan Matiedo says they still don't know exactly what happened that morning.
We're not ruling out that this is just a mistake, possibly think they hit something else and not a person. We just want to bring some closure to a family.
Anyone with info should call Gwinnett Police. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta police are searching for the driver of a vehicle who was injured a woman during a hit and run in Midtown. She was trying to cross the intersection of 10th Street and Piedmont when she was struck by a car. The driver left the scene before officers arrived. The injured woman is in stable condition. Officers are looking through surveillance footage, hoping to identify the vehicle involved. Looking to build up Clayton County, the new commission chair hits the ground running.
Dr. Alika Anderson Henry gave her vision during her first State of the County address. It includes using the coming Beltline connection to expand public transit.
A lot of our cities are looking at the light rail.
And efforts to lure industry to keep residents in Clayton County to live and work.
We want people to stay in Clayton County.
Anderson Henry says that'll mean more in property taxes and sales tax.
Get diversified streams of income coming in.
Anderson Henry became commission chair just 3 months ago. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
Pope Francis is doing much better and no longer needs a ventilator at night. The latest update says the Pope's motor and respiratory physiotherapy is continuing to make progress. It is now 6:34 and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic starts with Alex Williams.
Travel advisory now on the West Freeway, Bill. Crash in 2 left lanes. 20 westbound, Fulton Industrial Boulevard, exit 49. Adding to delays out of West Atlanta. Also slowing 285 in both directions. Think about Highway 78 as an alternate. Just had all lanes blocked on 85 southbound below Georgia 400, where they pushed a crash from the left lanes to the right shoulder. But still dealing with the one in Midtown, 75-85 northbound up at 17th Street. That crash knocks out the HOV lane, and that's keeping the ride slow back toward University Avenue. We've been watching a few incidents on I-285, Sydney Darden.
Yes, and we do have a little bit of good news. That crash I-285 southbound on the inner loop near Memorial Drive, now off to the shoulder. Nonetheless, still some pretty heavy delays, but we did just pick up something new over in Clayton County. It's another crash, I-285 eastbound on that exit ramp to get on to 75. That's exit 58. That is blocking one of the right lanes, causing you more delays if you are down by the airport. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies and warm for the ride home today. Sunset around 7:45. Temperatures will be in the mid-70s at that time. But after midnight, a cold front pushing through the metro region will spark up scattered rain showers for the morning commute. Behind the rain, chilly air moving in. Tomorrow's highs will be limited to the upper 40s, low 50s, continuing to drop down to the low 30s by Friday morning. So a frozen start to the day. Friday afternoon, sunny but cool, high 63. Saturday and Sunday, partly cloudy skies, morning lows in the 40s, daytime highs in the 70s.
Right now it's 80 in Midtown Atlanta, 79 in Dunwoody, and 76 in Noonan. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
A DUI conviction could be life-changing. Get the DUI lawyer, GeorgeStein.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Your neighbors won't say what they're thinking, but I will. Your siding is hideous. Dave Baker here for the only siding company I recommend, Nelson Exteriors. Your ugly siding is faded, warped, cracked, rotting, and just falling apart. Nelson will properly install beautiful new siding with unmatched quality and craftsmanship so it lasts and lasts. They're licensed, insured, and a James Hardy Elite Preferred Contractor contractor. Count on Nelson for an extraordinary renovation. Google Nelson Exteriors.
See what I'm doing now? I used to have notebooks and stuff, and used to walk in with a briefcase, have computers. Now I'm just...
You're like such a businessman.
It's like I'm flying now. It's like I don't have a briefcase that I bring to work anymore. I figure I got the computer here. I hated like setting everything up and breaking it down. I'm like, so don't do it. And so now I just do my notes every day on the front and back of just one sheet of printing paper. And I want to keep them just in case, in case the Smithsonian calls one day and wants my notes. It could happen, But
do you have a binder? You have a book?
Well, what I'm thinking is
these organized and dated.
Maybe I should sell them to the audience, because I never sell anything to the audience. Everything's free. This audience has gotten a free ride off of Von Haessler for over 25 years.
But you can't talk about it on the air. You can't.
Huh?
You can't if you can't promote Radio Labyrinth or One Topic Podcast. You're not selling your notes on the air. Sorry.
I was on. These are my notes. Maybe I may not be allowed to promote Tim's podcast, Radio Labyrinth, or your and Autumn's podcast, One Topic. I may not be allowed to do that, or Jared's podcast, Solo Moto. But surely, as the host of the show, I am allowed to push my own notes. And I mean,
put it on eBay.
You know what? This Gene Simmons is making sense to me.
Yeah.
If anybody in the crowd.
By the way, I'm not gay.
I never thought you were.
I just want everybody to know that.
You kind of have a reputation that says that you're not. It kind of speaks for itself. Maybe like him. You remember he has the guy you could pay $12,000
to be the roadie.
Be his roadie, carry his guitars. Anybody out there wants my notes for, I'm not going to say 12,000.
I got a better idea.
I'm not greedy like Gene Simmons.
Have somebody, you pay them, or they pay you $12,000 to take your notes during the show. How about that?
Yes!
Because your handwriting's terrible.
The show will be terrible because I do the notes as I go because my
short-term
memory.
But you just tell them.
I don't know if people have noticed, but my short-term memory is worse than ever. So I'm writing notes more often.
You just tell whoever it is, like, Jake, write that down.
Better idea.
That's a terrible plan.
Have somebody pay you to be the producer, and then we can all split Jared's salary. But not you.
Will Jared's salary actually split 3 ways?
I don't think so. $7,000 a year.
Start dividing fractions. Yeah, mathematically speaking, his salary won't split into 3s.
So you're saying leave Autumn out of that equation?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
No, I don't think that's a good plan.
She's used to not having it. It's going to be easier for her, right?
There's a threshold you can't cross, Autumn, because you get all those government benefits, and the moment you make $1 more, they
they're going to. Yeah, listen, we're doing the best thing for you right now.
That's fine, because I can afford
very
things,
little.
So it'd be nice.
Yeah.
I pulled my
See, we get the true artist out of you, Autumn, by keeping you at that income level. We get the true artist.
That's right. No, we don't.
I mean, I do understand the phrase. Like, comedians are funnier when they ride the bus.
Yes, and you're riding the bus.
But I don't want to ride the bus anymore.
Hey, listen, and let me tell you something.
I don't want to ride the bus.
And you have had this experience.
I want to go on a vacation and be able to afford it.
You just went to Tennessee.
You know this is true. You just had a long vacation in Tennessee.
I saved and scrimped for that.
I think she was working on that vacation as well.
Was she?
I was.
Really?
Yes.
Was she doing PR for the hot sauce company?
I was. They were moving facilities, and I helped them move.
You put stickers on bottles. Here you
Why
go.
don't you get 2 guys in a truck, 2 dudes in a truck? Can you still say that anymore? Two men in a truck?
2 bros
2 days in a truck.
2 days. 2 days in a van.
2 days in a vehicle.
Oh, we're gonna get in trouble, but we shouldn't because
2 days, 4 wheels.
2 days in a crossover.
Let's keep on going. Anybody else got one?
I have some. I'm not going to say
them.
2 in a van.
I don't get it.
Well, because I can't say the other thing.
Okay. Well, I don't want you to say
believing yourself. I like that.
Start with a T?
I don't want. Listen to me, young lady. You're trying to get me canceled so that you can take my money. I know what's going on.
I don't get your money if you're canceled.
You don't?
I don't think.
That's what I was told.
Is there a way I could?
Yeah, Greg will get it.
What is that, like a beneficiary setup? If I get canceled, my salary goes to.
And they're like, no, that's never going to happen. So, Von Haessler, you are.
Even if we promised it and you want it to happen?
Yeah, you are safe, Von Haessler. You have nothing to worry about. All
Say
right,
how much we make. Ready? No, you go first. I'm waiting for you to say it.
I just
You
did
go
it.
First.
Learn to say it in Morse code, so at least some work needs to go into translating it.
Do it with your eyeballs.
Oh my, that much?
You don't tell. You don't tell people how much you make. You
Right.
never should. It's
No, you should.
It's a
The
terrible
company
thing.
doesn't want you telling people what you
Yes.
make because they don't want that information out.
But
because
it's
then they
not a
have to
good. It's not
face the consequences.
It's not
That's
a
right.
good thing. You work in a place and nobody's making exactly the same. Maybe some people are, but you
Even
have
if you're
different
doing
levels.
the same exact job.
Well, maybe you should go.
Exactly.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Exactly.
That
same
is
job.
a challenge,
Wow.
and I would say, how about I take a week off and autumn
not
is
saying
the.
you.
Oh, I thought you were.
No, I'm not saying
Oh, okay.
you. Tim and I should make the same amount of money.
Yeah.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
Because we have the same role on the show.
But Tim's a man.
Exactly.
Well, there's that, but
You
you're
don't have
also
the same. You don't have the exact same role on the show.
We don't?
No. No, you have actually very different roles.
Early on, it made more sense. Tim was established, but there is this thing. It's like, well, like I said earlier, the show's been around for over 10 years.
What are you?
The
Am I
whole-
supposed to pay? Am I supposed to
know
take?
who
Is
you
it,
were.
I feel like there's pressure here,
You need a
but I'm
better agent.
supposed to carve out and give some of my money to Autumn Fisher.
No one said that. I don't know why you're
That's
making
what
it about you.
There's a vibey thing going on. Here.
That's your own
Vibe.
weirdness going on.
you need a better agent.
Trauma
Autumn.
response.
You don't have an agent?
Yeah, I do. I negotiate for myself.
Is that your agent?
Andrew Timms. That's the agent.
That's
You
right.
see, you see my shot.
I've tried negotiating.
You see my shot right now in the video.
Yeah.
I got a percentage. I got the living, whatever percentage.
All right, Autumn, we'll spin the wheel of money.
That's the wheel of
Come
Trump.
on, no bankruptcy. No bankruptcy. Womp,
Bankrupt.
Dang it. I guess I have to file for bankruptcy now.
If that wheel actually had salaries on there and there was a chance you made less by spinning the wheel, let's say a 20% chance it lands on a salary that's less than you make.
Ooh.
Would you do it?
So,
I think I would do it.
Nope.
Because you know why? Because fortune favors the bold.
That is true, except when it's not.
Except when you don't. You're like, dang it.
Oh my goodness gracious! We're just being silly today. I hope people like it.
I think you're just avoiding the open mics and all the audio.
Do I
and
want to
stuff.
listen to the open micers? Eric,
No,
you're
you
wrong.
don't.
It'll bum us out.
No, you
Whatever
don't want to.
happened to WSB? We used to have people that just do what they're told by the propaganda machine.
Let's hear
What
one.
you said about Trump.
I want to hear one.
Yeah, play one.
Okay, these are reasonable.
Play a good one, Jared. Not one that will make Eric react.
I'm
and
not
say,
going to
like,
react, man.
Yell
I'm
that he
cool.
doesn't care
Autumn will
about
love
it.
this one. Autumn's going to love this one.
Can it be about the judges? Because that's what I have
I
queued up
don't
here.
give a damn
Judges?
anymore.
Just play it.
My problem is if it was just one or two judges, 1, 2, 3, 10 challenges, fine. But these guys are challenging Trump on every single thing he does. And that's what, to me, makes it illegal. This is why
Illegal?
the judges need to be investigated. This is why some of them need to be removed from court. Because just like the Democrats have always done,
Yeah.
they're using the law to go after political candidates. And that should never happen, especially on the president.
Well, this guy is, I guess, probably a constitutional scholar, and I don't want to go up against him. But
He probably makes way more money than me.
everybody,
Well, he's a man.
everybody has the right to do the things they have a right to do. So judges have the right to get in the way. And then you have to appeal to a higher court. As I've stated before, in this country, in general, the lower courts are more liberal than the higher courts. So as Doge and the Venezuela stuff and whatever is going on, you're going to have an awful lot of lower court judges with injunctions and whatever. You appeal that process. My point is, I believe that Trump would win ultimately as you go up and appeal these, most, not all, of these cases. But it is foundational to the republic that you have to do it by, as per the Constitution of the United States, even if you hate the people who are doing it. Wait a minute. Especially if you hate the people who are doing it. Basically, what this guy just said is what most people say. It's common sense we're right, and that's why anybody who tries to stop us isn't being genuine. They know we're right, and they're trying to stop with what's right. That's not a case. It's not a thing. And MAGA and Donald Trump are wasting their time and energy with fighting the courts. You're not going to win. There's a lot. Now, if you do it properly, as I said, I think you'll win 80% of these cases. And it's going to take another month or 3 weeks. But that's a month or 3 weeks that are very important because you have to do things as per the Constitution. And the fact that you think the Democrats haven't been doesn't give you the right. Two wrongs don't make a right. You mess with the foundational cornerstone of this country, and you might get a couple years that you love, but then you're going to get a president that you hate who has all the power that you've given to Trump, and the world looks way different. All it takes is one bad recession. That's all it takes. One super bad recession, and you get a completely different president.
Newsom.
I'm not predicting that, by the way. I'm saying that's the danger. Alex Williams says it's jammed on I-20 through West Atlanta.
That it is, Eric, all due to a travel advisory. 20 westbound before Fulton Industrial Boulevard, exit 49. Crash in 2 left lanes. You're slow back toward Holmes Drive. Highway 78 will get you around that. And now a travel advisory into Cobb County. Crash 285 southbound, the inner loop past Memorial Drive. Exit number 41. Only a left lane is open. That is going to really stack up the ride out of Dorville. Head through downtown as an alternate. We've been watching a crash in the downtown Midtown area, Sydney Darden.
Yeah, I-85 southbound right before you merge onto the downtown connector at exit 84. It's moved off to the shoulder now. Nonetheless, you are still really slow making your way through Midtown until you get at least to the top of the Grady Curve. This report is sponsored by your Atlanta Braves. Your Braves are back. Don't miss the opening homestand at Truist Park April 4th through the 10th. Visit Braves.com/promos to see all the fun and purchase your tickets. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
The morning rush hour, the evening rush hour, and everything in between.
Slow spots are starting to build up the east side perimeter on 285 North.
Tune in 24/7 with the Triple Team Traffic
We've
Center.
had several breakdowns, including one in the express lane.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Light and bright interior spaces are a top trend in home design.
It's Ted and Jonathan from North Georgia Replacement Windows. You can paint all the white you want, but it won't brighten your home more than natural light. Let the light in.
Brighten your home with more daylight and bigger views with Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows.
Your detailed window installation will be quick, clean, and hassle-free.
Window and door shopping made simple.
Infinity from Marvin, replacement windows, yeah!
EMC Security.
Meet EMC Security's hero of the home.
After some break-ins in my neighborhood, it got me thinking about my family's security. A friend recommended EMC Security, so I called them. Now I have peace of mind that my family is safe without having to sign a long-term contract.
Way to go, Sarah. Be the hero of your home with no contracts, fast and reliable monitoring, and rates as low as $16.95.
EMC Security. Smart protection for a safer tomorrow.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. With thousands of 5-star reviews, you can trust us to bring happiness home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
There's a hidden tax costing hardworking Georgians over $5,000 every year. Governor Kemp's tort reform legislation will end this tax and lower costs for families. It will also protect victims. Listen to Governor Kemp.
The bill that I will sign is not going to keep anyone in this state from receiving the justice that they deserve.
Ensuring our justice system is fair and accessible and lowering costs for us. Tell Georgia's lawmakers, stand with Governor Kemp and pass tort reform. Paid for by Protecting American Consumers Together.
When it comes to beautiful, they wrote the book. Siding, paint, windows, and doors gives your home a brand new look.
At Superior Pro, we use the highest quality materials and the best techniques in windows, siding, painting, doors, and more. Plus, all our projects come with an extended labor warranty. Visit SuperiorPro.com for a free in-home design consultation.
Superior Pro, the pros to know.
City of Hope, a place where seemingly impossible blood cancers become treatable, curable. With more than 19,000 bone marrow transplants performed, we're the largest and most successful program in the U.S., making major breakthroughs in treating leukemia, lymphoma, and rare blood cancers, personalizing a treatment plan right down to your DNA. Now the experts striving to make the impossible a reality are closer to home. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. But don't just take our word for it. Here's Jackie and Veronica, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Just call or click to see how much you can save today. Because when it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com. That's 1-888-FREEDOM or consumercellular.com today. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
All right, we have almost no time here. I have to get through this. So I'm not really understanding something. So Major League Baseball has played 2 games that count, but we're still in spring training.
Correct. The Cubs and Dodgers played 2 games in Japan that count while everyone else still in spring training.
I know,
They
but
did
this
with
is
the Padres and the Dodgers. The Dodgers are Japan's team now.
it's confusing because I always thought that spring training, tell me if I'm wrong here, I thought the concept of spring training is you use all of spring training to get ready for the regular season. But now in the middle of spring training, 2 teams have to be good enough to actually play games that matter.
In Japan.
And then they come back. They matter here too.
Why can't they do it a week before opening day?
Because you got to get over there and adjust. The 13-hour time difference takes a while.
I think it would be easier just to have all of Japan come here for opening day.
Well, wait a minute.
Hey, good allies.
They are good allies. Sorry.
Meanwhile, the
It's
Braves.
not like I'm not saying Canadians.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
our sworn
You
enemies.
mean China?
the Braves have 7 more spring training games, just to give an idea of how early in spring training it is.
So baseball wants to be less confusing, but right now, both the baseball season has begun, and we're still in spring training.
Yes.
That seems idiotic to me.
But
I'm glad they had.
There won't be any other games until next Thursday. Then the Dodgers play again, and then the
No, I
Yankees
get it.
also play.
I get it, and I know Japan is baseball crazy, and it's probably a smart marketing move, but it just doesn't make sense to me that the season is both started and there's another week of spring training. But you know what? I don't watch baseball much anyway, unless the Braves are doing really well.
We're 8 days away from opening day on the road against the Padres. Braves take care of business.
My interest in baseball is as good as the Braves are. If the Braves are good, I'm interested. If the Braves aren't doing much, I don't have the 3 hours. All right. That music's telling us 2 things. Shut the hell up. Get the hell out. You know us. We do what we're told. We're good people. Shelley Winter is up next. He's got a great radio show for you. He's going to get those. He's going to get those phones a lighten up. We'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us. But until then, continue on the journey. Do not piss off the G.